Happy Monday. Good morning. Good morning. We are live. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Smooth sailing getting in here. For a split second, I was like, I wonder if something changed and this is the new normal. But then I remembered most people have off today. But not your boys. Now, Jim is, I can only imagine at this point, deep into the wilderness of the North. You know, he's up in Canada camping with Bob Kelly and Bobby Lee and Yamanika. And we haven't heard from him. So I'm hoping that he didn't get, like, eaten by a bear or something. A part of me was wondering if he, like, slipped into some kind of black hole or an alternate dimension which spit him back out on the other side, and he actually is Lieutenant Dan who lives in the boat in Tampa. There's a lot of possibilities. I don't know. But, you know, we talked to him on Monday, and he said that they were still kind of getting, last Monday, and he said that they were still kind of getting prepared and putting things together. They were in a hotel at the time, so I don't know at this point what the hotel to camping outdoors ratio is. I'm sure we'll find out at some point, but I can't imagine that he's gotten less miserable. Travis was very optimistic. Yeah. Travis thought that maybe he would come back as a wilderness boy.
Maybe he hasn't reached out because he's having too much fun.
It's possible. Do you think Bobby Lee and Jim have developed a relationship like Alec Baldwin and Adam Sandler did in the... What was it?
The SNL skit.
Yeah. What boy was it? It was like
Canteen Boy.
Canteen Boy. Yeah. Do you think a Canteen Boy type relationship has been established between maybe if it were Jim and Bobby Lee? I feel like Bobby Lee would end up being Canteen Boy,
for sure.
And Jim would be Alec Baldwin. But if it were Bob Kelly and Jim, I feel like Bob Kelly kind of would become Alec Baldwin, and Jim might become Canteen Boy in that scenario. It is wild to realize that Canteen Boy was looked at a fun, whimsical, recurring sketch.
That show used to be so good.
I mean, that's crazy. There's no show that you could do. Well, you could do it on South Park. South Park would still get away with Canteen Boy.
Family Guy would do it.
Family Guy would do it too. There's no live action show, I don't think.
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny would do it. And you know what? I think you should leave. They'd probably get away with a Canteen Boy styled sketch. So you can still do Canteen Boy, just maybe not on network television. Look, poor Canteen Boy is just sitting there like very uncomfortable with what's happening. I can't imagine the Boy Scouts of America loved the Canteen Boy sketches. You know? Look at Alec Baldwin, all handsome before he got, you know, nuts.
Started murdering people?
Well, you know, I believe not guilty.
Manslaughtering,
maybe at best. At best, manslaughtering. That's as much as you could say. Yeah. I don't think he was beating up paparazzi at this point in his life. Just shoving people.
No, he was crushing it. He had this. He was on 30 Rock.
This was way before 30 Rock. This is when he was the Shadow. This is before 30 Rock.
He had a nice run.
Yeah. Well, he was handsome Alec Baldwin. Yeah. You know? By the time 30 Rock hit, he had put on a little of that old man huskiness he became known for later in life. But this was still the Shadow. Alec Baldwin is what he's known for in this period in time.
I forgot about the Shadow.
Yeah. This is when him and Kim Basinger were Hollywood's hottest couple, I think.
Then he went on to marry that 100% Spanish woman.
That's 100% right. That's exactly right. Yes, he did. That was her ancestry. Yeah. Are you the Shadow? Alec Baldwin in his Shadow era.
I gotta tell you, I don't think I've ever seen The Shadow.
Well, The Shadow was a radio play that was adapted for film.
The Shadow knows.
Who knows? The Shadow knows. Yes, this is when they didn't quite. Hollywood hadn't really figured out what to do with superhero movies at this point. This was the mid-'90s. You know, now they kind of have it. And they even know, like, well, if we just put Paul Rudd in there, we can even take the lesser-known superheroes and make good money. But in this era, they were like, wow, we could take handsome Alec Baldwin and make him the main star of this radio play adapted for film.
I was checking. So Blade was 98. So that was after.
That was after. No, a lot of people say The Shadow is the original Blade. That's right. And I believe The Shadow was not a vampire. Blade was a vampire. The Shadow. Now, if The Shadow had made a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine, I would have freaked out. The way Blade did.
You would have got a pop out of that.
Especially if The Shadow used
People
words.
loved when Blade came on.
They loved it, especially if The Shadow started using words that I thought we had retired years ago, but he could get away with it because he's The Shadow, the way Blade did. Yeah, I think it was awesome.
Well, we're just taking back certain words.
Right. But that's right. But this was the era of like the Joel Schumacher Batman. So you could do Joel Schumacher Batmans where it was like, for a second, Tim Burton was like, this is how you should do a superhero movie. See, it's a little bit more serious. It's a little bit more dark and brooding. It's adults can get a kick out of it and kids can still buy the t-shirts. And then Joel Schumacher was like, yeah, but what if it was like neon and kitschy?
You're right. Batman Forever was 95.
Right. And Tim Burton was like, well, that wasn't really what I had intended with, I was kind of, and then Joel Schumacher was like, nope. And so Joel Schumacher comes in and he starts making these ridiculous Batman movies. And then they make The Shadow and they're like, well, what do we got next? And Billy Zane is like, well, I'm very handsome. And people thought my wig in Titanic is my real hair. So what if I was the Phantom? And they're like, oh, the Phantom. Another superhero that nobody remembers at all. Let's adapt the Phantom into a motion picture.
Shadow only has 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you
yeah,
sure
but
you're
that's
thinking about the same movie?
That's the critics. It was all about the audience.
Oh, and this was a July 4th weekend release.
The Shadow was massive. The Shadow was intended to be a summer blockbuster. The Shadow had an action figure line. Like, The Shadow was like, somebody in Hollywood thought there's a real problem. Kids today are not familiar with the radio play known as The Shadow. And they said, well, will we modernize it? And they were like, no, let's have it take place in 1930s New York. Because kids love 1930s New York.
Was there Foley work in the movie?
Yes, there was.
Okay, all right.
Yes, there was. That was the hook. They were like, all of the sound effects are original Foley work. And I said, why does the thunderstorm sound so much like a metal sheet being waved? And they said, well, that's how we did it, because we wanted it to stay true to the original. Yeah, see it right there. Set in 1930s New York, a reformed criminal becomes a superhero.
Okay.
Right? With the aid of a beautiful female friend. Well, he says she's just a friend. A playboy millionaire with a dark past, not to be confused with Bruce Wayne, sets out to, the different guy, sets out to bring evil Shaiwan Khan to justice. His quarry, who is determined to attain world domination, is a deadly descendant of Genghis Khan and will not surrender without a fight. So it's The Shadow versus an ancestor of Genghis Khan in 1930s New York.
Man, they had everyone in this movie.
There's a huge move. Well,
Peter Boyle?
Peter Boyle was in it. And
Ian
this
McKellen?
And this is like mid-90s Peter Boyle and Ian McKellen. This is before Ian McKellen was even Sir Ian, I believe.
Tim Curry? Jonathan Winters? This is like old Hollywood.
See? And they were like, we're going to bring back Hollywood. We're going to bring back the radio play.
What if it was the radio play on film?
That's what they said. You ever see the radio play on film? That's what they were all intending. And unfortunately, The Shadow was not the runaway hit.
Oh, this was meant to be a film franchise.
Of course it was, because The Shadow was a recurring, like, it was a serial. I don't know if you know about that, Travis. A serial. Like the podcast Serial. It was a radio serial that he would have, it was structured like comic books, where he would have new villains to take on all the time. Oh, and they figured we'll do many Shadow movies.
You know who fucked up The Shadow? The Lion King and The Mask.
Well, I think,
And probably a bad movie.
You could have put this out any year. At no year can you look at and go, this would have been the perfect year for the release of the film adaptation of the radio play The Shadow. You know, I mean, that's the thing. In almost any year, The Mask would have been a hit. In almost any year, The Shadow would have done what The Shadow did.
So you're saying time hasn't been, like, there is no revisionist history with The Shadow?
The Shadow lives in a vacuum.
Okay.
No.
What was that Ryan Reynolds? What was it? The Green Lantern?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same.
Right.
Same.
But different.
Right. The Phantom. 2 years later, they were like, well, we fucked up with The Shadow. What if we put Billy Zane, Silly Zane is what I call him. What if we put Billy Zane in The Phantom? And everybody was like,
that's right.
Well, I'm not going to see a movie about The Phantom. Is this another 1930s superhero? And they said, as a matter of fact, this is a 1930s superhero.
Why do you ask?
Yes. It was probably the same guy. He was like, what about The Phantom? And maybe it was an experienced executive that they couldn't excuse from the room. You know? Why does he keep suggesting 1930s superheroes?
What the fuck is wrong with this?
You know, Superman is also a 1930s superhero. Yeah, I guess, but he had a life outside of the 1930s. See, and does this also take place? See, this also takes place in the 1930s. They took another stab at it. The Phantom was them taking another stab at the Shadow, and they found out that children have no interest in watching a 1930s superhero adapted to film, but staying in the 1930s. No kid wants to see a movie in any era, 90s or since. Has anybody wanted to see a movie that takes place in the 1930s? It's crazy to think that. The legend, the Phantom. And poor Billy Zane was like, I got to move on from Titanic. People think I'm an asshole because, you know, my character was such an asshole in that movie. And he was like, oh, I'll get this superhero franchise. They probably
people like Indiana Jones, that takes place in the 30s.
Well, I feel like it's so...
Dr. Jones.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. That was a good part. Indiana Jones is... I mean, I guess you're right, but I don't even put a time period with that. It just takes place in Indiana Jones time. And yes, there happen to be Nazis. The Phantom is in the 30s. Okay. The Phantom is a descendant of a line of African superheroes. Yes, Billy Zane.
Who can we get to be this descendant of African superhero?
Billy Zane.
Is Billy Zane available?
I wonder if, I think he was actually in line to play in the Black Panther films. Oh. What about Billy Zane? Get out of the room. Yeah. I mean...
Man, thank God for Titanic, because that really saved him a year later.
Did it come out after Phantom, Titanic?
Phantom was 96, Titanic was 97.
Oh.
He was like, shit, this boat movie better be good.
I mean, I thought Phantom was after Titanic for some reason. They were really trying to make Billy Zane into someone, huh?
Yeah.
They're like, Billy Zane's going to be our next guy. And the audience was like, I don't think so.
Probably not.
You think Billy Zane was like, you think I could be the Leonardo DiCaprio in this movie? And they were like, you maybe, if the Phantom had been a success. But not after Phantom. No, I'm sorry, dude. And I don't know, you say Titanic saved Billy Zane, but like, God bless Billy Zane. It almost feels like it's not like he bounced off Titanic and then did a whole bunch of other...
What are you talking about?
I mean, I think it was pretty clear.
He did Titanic in 97.
Right.
Then, 4 years later, he had an uncredited cameo in Zoolander as himself.
Okay.
Then, you know...
Right. Let's go to let's go to Eddie. What's wrong?
I'm trying to just find a movie that I'm like, oh, that's funny, good. I don't even know these movies.
Right, like you can't even do it as a gag.
No, I don't know any of these movies.
Right. The Phantom and Titanic.
These all sound like fake movies.
Right. Eddie in North Dakota.
Did he go crazy or something?
What about Dick Tracy movies?
Dick Tracy rules.
I was in the 30s.
That's actually a good point. Yeah. Maybe because everybody is so... You know, that's a good point. Thank you, Eddie. Because Dick Tracy rules, back in business, and ain't it grand. Everybody loves Dick Tracy. But my pulls are top level today. I think that the difference between Dick Tracy and Indiana Jones is that they both have such a comic pulp to them. You know what I mean? Like, they seem so displaced from actual reality. That, like, the 1930s was not actually like Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy looks like it's just live action people in a comic book. Like, they made
the comic.
Like, Flat Top is
Mumbles.
a man with a flat face, mumbles, yeah. And Indiana Jones the same way. Like, Indiana Jones doesn't feel like it's taking place in reality at all. Whereas The Shadow, I think, very much was reality-based.
Now, let's not forget, that's peak Madonna.
Oh, it's Breathless Mahoney?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she...
1990 Madonna.
Gorgeous in that movie.
And turn your radio down for a second. It's a spoiler.
Okay.
It fucked me up when it turned out she was the blank. I didn't see that coming at all.
No.
At all.
Great reveal. For me, it's The Sixth Sense, and then
the blank.
Breathless Mahoney being the blank.
I was like, what? You're talking about Breathless Mahoney is the blank. And it's like, oh.
No, this is a great movie.
I didn't see her figure because of the leather overcoat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Very sneaky.
Very sneaky. Yeah, and that kid in Dick Tracy, he had a run. The kid who played the kid.
Wonder Wheat.
Right. He also got to play Peter Pan's son in Hook.
That's right.
He had a better run. And, oh my God! Not only did that kid play the kid in Dick Tracy, then he played Peter Pan's son in Hook, but then he also played The Beer Has Gone Bad in Can't Hardly Wait.
And he was the kid in What About Bob?
And the kid in What About Bob. I'm going to say this right now. Charlie Korsmo, way better run than Billy Zane.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's an untouchable run. The fact that he could even advance into, like, his awkward years and have an iconic role in the hit teen comedy Can't Hardly Wait.
Now he's a lawyer.
Oh. That's like Chunk from the Goonies is a lawyer. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big, like, Hollywood lawyer.
They should start their own firm.
Korsmo and Chunk?
Yeah. Well, I think Chunk has a real name.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I don't know it off the top of my head. So
I think if he were a partner, I think you'd want to go with Chunk.
Chunk and Korsmo?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Truffle Shuffle at law. Yeah, this kid rules.
Yeah.
Let's go to Matt in Wisconsin. What's up, Matt?
Hey, boys. Sam, your smack is so fresh today.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Travis for not sounding super hungover today. I'm kind of surprised by that.
I mean, I saw some really concerning Instagram stories. You see those, Troy?
Of course I did.
I mean, the bottles were a-flowing this weekend. And let me tell you something. It was the hard stuff.
Start hiding you guys from my story.
Oh, yeah. You better put that on friends and family and cast us out because...
We're getting worried.
Yeah, we're getting worried. Troy and I had a separate text thread going where it was like, yeah, and you know what? It's just, should we step in?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the consensus?
Right now? No, but it's extremely close.
No, but.
No, but it's a no but.
Oh.
Yeah, it's extremely close. It's
because I had a drink?
It's like what people say when they walk behind you. No but.
And I would say it's just a drink. I think you were probably knocking him back.
Oh, you were knocking him back. Remember, and you saw on Instagram, he had to replace the bottle recently. Yep. You know why?
Because it's all gone.
Drank it down to the bottom.
He consumed it.
Oh, yeah, he did.
you think?
Lightning fast.
You think if somebody finishes a bottle
in a weekend, yeah,
knocking him, yeah,
in a weekend, that would be crazy.
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're concerned.
We're worried.
I don't think I've ever been like, "Hey guys, got a new bottle."
No, but you can put.
Later,
we put the piece in the chat.
Yeah,
in the should we step in chat? We put the pieces together.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, it's called Should We Step In?
But that's just a regular 2-person chat.
Well, we titled it. That's what we talk about.
All right. I mean, there's other stuff to talk about.
You know what? I'm going to tell you.
Top of our concerns.
And
keep your name out. Keep my name.
First of all, the fact that you screwed that up, and the fact that he's so defensive, we got a lot to talk about in the chat later today.
I'm fine.
That's what they always say.
Thank you, Matt. Go on.
Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't know we were going to be talking about Charlie Ford and Billy Zane this morning, so that kind of threw me off. But Terrifier, I had never seen any of them, but I saw one last Monday. I saw two, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday, and I went and saw three on Saturday, and pretty packed theater. And that, I don't know how to rank them. I'd say Terrifier rules, Terrifier 2 fucks, and Terrifier 3 rules ass.
That's fair. That's a really fair assessment. And if I were a movie critic, that would probably be, instead of star ratings, I'd probably have something along those lines.
Yeah, great interview with Damien last week, by the way. You had obviously talked to him before, but yeah, he seems like a really cool dude, and I'm super happy for his success. It looked like they made about 18 mil, which surpassed 2 already, and glad that Joker 2 was a piece of shit, so that kind of helps.
It kind of helped. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Even though I'd already seen it before Damien came in last week, I did go to the movie theater this weekend to take part in the experience and see Terrifier 3. I knew it was a good sign because I went Thursday at like whatever it was, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that. And a lot of times those screenings, they won't be empty. Like, it's not like going Friday at noon, which is the real sweet spot. But they also won't be full, especially, you know, with school in session and people are working and everything. Like, you know, they don't. But it was packed to the point that I really had to take advantage of the recliner seats because I was in like the third row from the screen. Like, it was, I 15 minutes before the screening, I just opened the app to buy tickets and I was like, oh my God, like this is going to be full, which was great. And it was the best way to see it because people were like, there were no pass outs. Nobody split their heads open. That I saw anyway, maybe behind me, but I didn't see.
Yeah, the whole theater was behind you.
That's well, they were in the 2 rows. I mean, in front of me, nobody passed out, but there were no ambulances. I don't think.
Okay.
So it didn't look like there was any passing out. It didn't look like there was any vomiting. I was a little bummed because I went to the front to get my concessions, and the popcorn bucket, which, I mean, I've already ordered, so it doesn't matter. But the popcorn bucket was only available for pre-order. You know, they do, like, collectible popcorn buckets for, like, every, like, character-driven movie. They did a Dune popcorn bucket that looked like you were putting your hand into an anus to get the popcorn. I don't know if you saw that one, Troy.
I did it.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. You like that one? Yeah. And then they did, like, a Batman one that looked like the Bat Signal. I don't know what that was for, though, because when was there a Batman movie? Did they just do it? I mean,
I feel like there was something. Yeah, hang on.
Maybe it was like one of those like movies with a whole bunch of Batman in it. Was it for the Joker? No, it couldn't have been for the Joker. Yeah, I don't know.
It was cool though.
It was cool because it lit up like a bat signal. And then this one, they have, Art the Clown's head with a Santa hat on, and you can put popcorn in the back of it. And I guess people love these things. Like, this is becoming...
Oh, popcorn buckets are, yeah.
It's like this is the new collectible, which is good for movie theaters like AMC. They're figuring out how to stay in business. Like, what if we sold popcorn buckets?
It was for the 85th anniversary of Batman.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so like they had souvenir cups, which I did get it. I invested in a Terrifier 3 souvenir cup.
Plus, you could use it at home.
The souvenir cup?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Although only by myself because it's Art the Clown with a Santa hat on with blood splattered all over him. So my children would probably have questions about the cup I was enjoying my beverage from at dinner.
Like, why don't I have one?
Something like that.
Do you actually use the souvenir cups or do you just put them away to keep them as collector's items?
Generally not. I generally put them away.
Yeah.
If push comes to shove or if there's like a funny use for it, maybe on camera or something like that. Oh, man, you really drinking out of that Terrifier cup? Yeah, I do all the time. I don't actually all the time, but, something like that. But then the popcorn bucket, you get there. I think this is it, right? Yeah, this. Now, okay, that's on eBay for $40, but...
I'm just showing you a photo.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you and I both know, Travis, just because it's listed for $40 doesn't mean...
selling for $40.
That's exactly right. But the popcorn bucket, like, they had a QR code at the cash register, and you just like scan the QR code with your phone and you order it while you're there. Because I guess they want you in that feeling of, oh, I'm going to see this movie. I got to get the thing. So you scan it and you buy it, and they're like, okay, we'll send it to you in like 6 months or something like that. Like,
Yeah, this says item available to ship March 31st, 2025.
right. So it's one of those things that you'll get in the mail in the spring and go, oh yeah, I guess I bought this.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Honey, why is the horror guy wearing a Santa hat? It's the spring. It's almost Easter. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. At the time, I guess it made sense. But it was fun to see everybody reacting to everything. People actually, you know how Damien last Monday was talking about there are spots that you're supposed to be able to laugh at.
Yeah.
And that can be hit or miss. Like the gore is so insane that if people are whatever, they're not sure what they're walking into, or they're a little icky about that stuff, they might, the humor value might be lost. But that wasn't the case. I think the word has gotten out about this franchise so much.
Oh, absolutely.
That people are almost going as like, I did this to see the gore. I did this knowing what it is.
Yep.
And so they did end up, like when Art the Clown is doing snow angels in a pool of blood that's drained from his victims. People are like, oh, that's fun. Art the Clown is fun.
How does he not get caught?
Well, he's demonic.
Oh.
He's demonic. Plus, he'll like, I mean, if the cops come to arrest him, he'll just chop them up. You know, he's not above that. So, yeah.
He doesn't have a code.
No. There's no code. No.
Some serial killers.
They have a code.
They have a code.
No, Art the Clown does not have a code. It's kind of the fun of Art the Clown that he kills everybody in the most torturous, brutal fashion possible, and he really enjoys himself. There's a scene when we were talking, they go into a Santa bar.
Okay.
Where all like the mall Santas hang out.
Oh, okay.
And like,
it wasn't like SantaCon, because then I could get behind Art the Clown.
Oh, that would have been great.
I'd be like, yeah, you know what? He's got a point there.
If there was a SantaCon bar crawl, and he just walks in and wipes the whole place out, I mean, you'd hear cheers from the theater. Just take a flamethrower to it. But he sits on like a mall Santa's lap as adult Art the Clown and just starts pissing.
But
and it's like, this is so...
He's always in makeup.
He is in makeup.
The mall Santa didn't wonder, like, hey, what are you doing here? You look like a murderous clown.
No, the mall Santa thought that they were both we're both entertainers. Oh, because he was still in his Santa outfit. So, like, if I'm in my Santa outfit, am I really going to judge this guy with, really bad dental hygiene who's in this clown outfit?
But then he did the pissing.
Then he realized he sat on his lap and pissed on him. And the Santa was like, that's not fucking cool at all.
I get that, because in Bad Santa, didn't that kid piss his pants?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this an homage?
To Bad Santa?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it is an homage to Bad Santa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Art the Clown is a demonic clown.
I saw him at a convention in, like, full makeup.
Yeah.
Just, like, walking around, like...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and it's especially interesting because, it's not, like, owned by a big studio.
It's owned by Damien.
Right. So they are going, and the actor who it would be like if Robert Englund was doing in costume photo ops as Freddy Krueger, but full movie makeup on Freddy Krueger. Like this is the way Freddy Krueger looks like in the movies. It's pretty cool.
I think it's insane that he owns that IP.
Well, I don't think anybody...
There's so much money to be made.
Nobody saw it coming. It's like people. It's like the big Halloween costume now this year.
I think it's awesome.
The way people were like dressing up as Jason Voorhees or whatever. I mean, I was in a Halloween shop over the weekend, and like they had no more Art the Clown suits.
That's so great.
They had like one of the like latex masks, the over the head masks left.
I'm sure like. Spirit Halloween, it's not officially licensed Art the Clown, though, right? It's probably Scary Clown. And like one thing has changed.
Yeah, they love doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they make all their money.
No, that's a good
Nothing's
point.
licensed.
Killer doll.
Killer doll.
Killer redheaded doll. Yeah.
Dream murderer.
Camp psycho.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why, like, in Scream... what's insane about Scream is that the Ghostface is not actually... So, like, Wes Craven saw that mask. And when they first made Scream, they were like, well, let's design a mask that looks like that. Because the Scream costume and mask already existed before the movie. And so they made like a knockoff version of it so that they could own it for the movie. And Wes Craven was like, no. That's not right. Like, the dimensions of the face aren't right. The mask we saw was perfect. So they went to the costume designers, and it was just literally one of these, like, we make cheap Halloween costumes for CVS manufacturers. And they go, hey, we want to use your costume in our movie. Like, we want it to be the face of the movie. Can we use it? And how much would it cost us? And these geniuses, they go, well, you can have it for free. You don't have to pay us. Except we own the IP, and you have to credit us as Ghostface, at the end of the movie. So at the end of every Scream movie, it's Ghostface. And now when you see those costumes all over the place, it's the people who invented the costume that are making the money, not Scream. That's why when that character, whether it's in like T-shirt, action figure, Halloween costume form, it always says Ghostface, and it doesn't say Scream on it.
Yep. Fun world.
Yeah. Which is like amazing. And it's kind of like this in the sense that that's the real value, right? Like, I'm sure he's making a ton of money off the movies and everything, but
the value is having the IP to
forever.
One of now, you can put him in
100%.
This iconic horror movie character. Like,
100%.
Instantly as recognizable as any other character in the last 30 years.
Especially, in the modern age, like, kids were like running around this Halloween store and they were talking about getting an Art the Clown costume the way, like, when I was probably in like, probably 6th or 7th grade, that's when like Jason Goes to Hell came out, and everybody was obsessed with Jason Goes to Hell. And so everybody was going to be Jason Voorhees. Everybody needed a hockey mask. It's the exact same thing. Like, this thing was looked at, this Terrifier franchise, Damien made it by himself for $250,000, Terrifier 2, like a few years back. And it made $16 million, and it changed his life, obviously. So this time, instead of going with a big studio, he went with the original distributor as now the production house or whatever, and they gave him $2 million to make one. Like that caller said, this weekend alone, Terrifier 3 did $18 million.
So great.
$18 million in one weekend off a $2 million investment. And by the way, that's already more than Terrifier 2 made altogether. And I think people were the timing couldn't be better.
No.
Because I think people were so convinced that Joker 2 was going to be this runaway hit that nobody else is putting movies out. So like Smile 2 is coming out, which will do very well, I'm sure. And will probably, well, I don't know, it could knock Terrifier 3 out of the top spot. I think it probably will, except the iconography of this character is a lot. It's been a while since there was a new character that had this level of popularity.
I mean, without really thinking about it, I would say since Ghostface.
Yeah, and even Ghostface, there was no personality behind it.
No.
Like, it was cool to dress up as Ghostface, but Ghostface is, I mean, there's been 10 of them. You know what I mean? It's multiple people, every movie, it's just the costume. So it's
sometimes multiple.
That's right. In the same film.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler for all of them except like one.
No, I think it's great.
And the one where it was only one Ghostface. Wasn't Scream 3 only one Ghostface?
I get mine all mixed up.
Scream 3 was the bad one. It was the brother.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know, but I was your brother.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that was just the single Ghostface.
Yeah.
We don't really count that one. But I think every single other one has been 2. But yeah, but that's to say, like that was different characters in the movie dressed up as the killer, not this same sort of monster haunting everybody, which is kind of unbelievable. But yeah.
I think it's so amazing that a truly independent movie is number 1.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
a guy in Staten Island made it.
Yeah, which just goes to show, like, give us a chance and look what we can do.
It's a weird, You're throwing pronouns around strangely, but
No, I got them.
okay.
It's all right.
I think you might be mistaken.
But it's not like, some quote like art house that's really owned by like, Sony.
You talking about A24?
I'm not naming any names.
You talking about Neon?
I'm not naming any names.
But yeah, in the sense that it's not like...
I'm just saying this is a legitimately independent movie
Yeah,
that is number one.
yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And then I saw when I went, they had a trailer for the... for Screamboat, which is the horror adaptation of Steamboat Willie.
Yes!
Yeah, there was a trailer. Because,
I knew they were doing something.
100%. Steamboat Willie, the original Disney cartoon, has been around long enough that it entered the public domain, like Winnie the Pooh did. And now there's a whole Winnie the Pooh franchise, which, by the way, the guy who plays Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton, is, I guess, playing
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the Staten Island Ferry?
Yes, it is. The whole thing, this is the Screamboat is the Staten Island Ferry.
Man, we're having a moment.
Which, by the way, if any boat in the world was to be the Screamboat, Staten Island Ferry would be the one.
Because it's cool?
Yeah.
Thank you. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does it look like the Staten Island Ferry?
You know what ferry that is?
No.
That's the Colin Just Pete Davidson ferry.
I hope they build them a lot because they are losing their shirt on that boat. Here's what it's going to cost to rent.
Yeah.
I know you're not paying for the IP.
Those seats were from the boat that they bought.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Screamboat. It's like Steamboat Willie, except the mouse, instead of just tooting on the horn and dancing around and everybody's marveling at the animation, well, he goes around and kills people.
Love it.
Yeah. So I was very excited to see that trailer. Rocky in Texas.
Hey guys, what's going on? Three quick things. David Howard Thornton also did a Grinch movie where he was a killer Grinch.
Which is great.
Blood and Honey 2 is phenomenal if you haven't seen it, Sam.
I have not seen this.
Movie.
I saw the first one. I will see the second one.
The first one's trash. The second one is phenomenal. If you
Really?
You're going to love it.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I loved it.
The first one was
I loved it.
absolute, I almost appreciated how hideously garbage that first movie was.
Oh, no, it's absolute trash. The second movie even references, the poor quality of the first movie.
All right.
And kind of retcons it. Give it a chance.
Okay. All right, I'll watch
but anyway, Sammy,
Mhm.
between Scream and Terrifier, we have no iconic horror guys. You're forgetting the captain, brother.
Oh, yeah, Captain Spaulding. Now, I don't know if Captain
Rob Zombie's
Spaulding...
creations.
I don't know if Captain Spaulding hit with the children the way some of these others did, but yeah, I love me some Captain Spaulding. Fuck yo, mama.
Yeah, I got it. All right, you guys have a good day.
Thank you, Rocky. Yeah. So it's a renaissance for sure. And it's like Pete Best, the original Art the Clown, who was in the shorts in All Hallows Eve, was not this guy. They got a new actor for Terrifier 1, and they're like, nope, this is the guy. So there is a Pete Best Art the Clown out there, which is a bummer,
I was the first Art the Clown.
Like, okay.
I kind of made him.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one. And now he's listening to everybody going like, nope, I did all my homework. I went back, Terrifier 1, 2, and 3. All Hallows Eve 2?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that.
It's like the Tracy Ullman Simpsons episodes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, okay, sure.
I guess those are...
Yeah, I guess we count those.
I mean, you can have credit for starting it, but...
Yeah. Homer was smart, but okay.
Yeah, it didn't make a ton of sense. Animation was poor. Didn't even look the same. Mike, how are you doing?
Well, it is Columbus Day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean... I know you love that. It's your day.
I love Columbus.
You love Columbus.
And all that he did, is fine work.
You love the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, all of them. Yeah.
I celebrate his entire catalog.
Yeah, but coming off a weekend like you had. I mean.
What a Sunday.
Yeah.
Literally 8 straight hours of misery.
Yeah. So you get to watch your Cowboys disintegrate. The Detroit Lions, of all teams, the Detroit Lions just dismantle the Dallas Cowboys. The score was 47-9.
Oh, it was a whooping.
It was a whooping. I mean, it's rare that any team gets 47 points in a game, let alone when the other team's got only 9.
Yeah, I mean, not shocking, but yeah.
What? I found this. This is not shocking that your team would get clobbered this badly. I mean, Detroit's doing well this season, but no team should be doing this well.
Yeah, no, I wasn't blown away by the result.
No, I wouldn't imagine. There were points where people were theorizing that it almost had a Harlem Globetrotters vibe.
It really did.
Where towards the end, Detroit was just like, hey, you know that play that we kind of, we were on mushrooms and we concocted this weird, like, silly play? What if we tried that? And not only did they try these plays that you should not attempt,
they were working.
They were successful plays, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, it really...
You know what?
Is there anything better than a flea flicker that actually works?
Not when the other team runs
Well,
it.
no, I mean, not for you, but like...
It was fun to watch.
Oh, so fun to watch.
It was really fun to watch.
I mean, to the point of comedy where the sun coming into the stadium was blinding players as they would try to catch the fucking ball.
Yeah. Yeah, and this was in Dallas, so it's like they should be aware of how
the stadium that Jerry Jones designed.
Right now, it
facing
wasn't
the wrong direction.
Well, sure. Well, at least it wasn't Jerry Jones's birthday.
I mean, he earned it. They didn't do anything in free agency, and when you go out and say the team is going to have to do more with less this year, this is what more with less looks like.
Oh.
And yeah, good thing Jim's in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the former coach of the Jets has to be watching this. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I got fired? This is ridiculous. You could argue though that at least Dak might not be a choke artist anymore because this is regular season. You know what I'm saying? So the argument is that he chokes in the postseason. If he's performing like this in the regular season, clearly he's just shit.
He's outstanding.
He's outstanding.
He was the second in MVP voting last year. So it's not like it's what happened. It's every team has its stars.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a roster beyond your stars, your stars are not going to do anything.
I see.
When CeeDee Lamb isn't getting open, he's one of the premier receivers in the league. Like there's just the problems run so deep that no one is going out there and there is no hero to be found.
Organizational problems running deep.
This isn't like...
So Jerry might be the problem then.
People have been theorizing that for quite some time. Since about the mid-'90s or so.
Yeah, you think Jerry could be the issue. And you would think, though, that to feel this sting in his home on his birthday, you'd think he'd take a long, hard look in the mirror, but I just don't think it's in him. I think he's going to figure out every problem it could be except himself. Man, 47-9. I watched this video of a Cowboys fan vomiting, and it was very symbolic. You see that?
Oh, yeah, I saw this one.
It was very symbolic of everything that was happening. This poor young lady losing her lunch, and it's chunky. Looks like her man is holding her hair back, which it does not appear this is the first time this has happened.
Yeah. You see a lot of this in Hoboken at around 6 o'clock on Sunday afternoons, too. Yeah.
Sure. Well, that tailgating will take more out of you than you realize.
Oh, those boozy brunches.
It hits you back.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of Tex-Mex there.
But I love it's
good taco places around the stadium.
Just throwing up Chi-Chis all over Jerry's world. But if you look at how this pans out, let's watch a little of this. And she's okay. This is unnecessary. As she is vomiting, there's somebody in a Lions jersey that is doing the gritty around her. I mean, that's the and maybe she doesn't notice because she's vomiting, but that's not a guy, that's a woman behind her. The woman behind her tying her hair back, who is wearing a Cowboys shirt as well, doesn't want to see Lions fans grittying in front of her.
This is the medicine that Jerry Jones has to take.
What, the fans are going to gritty in front of his vomiting fans?
Absolutely.
I mean, the gritty is only a victory dance. only to be used in victory. It's like when somebody says when they get you when you get roasted, it's appropriate for the roastee to gritty in front of your face. That's when the gritty is
Does
appropriate.
that usually happen on the dais? I missed that during the Voss roast.
I more meant roasting in the colloquial term. You know, people are getting roasted out here, Mike. It doesn't always have to be a dais. People are getting roasted out here left and right these days. In my own home, my children, they let me know on the daily.
Do they do the gritty after roasting you?
100%. Wow. It's either a gritty or a dab. Or they mew.
Wow, you got to work on that jawline.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sometimes they'll mew after they roast me.
If you don't have a strong jaw, you're going to be an incel.
Yeah, that's true. All I have in my house is Sigmas, no incels. Yeah. You need to have them.
Independent-minded.
That's right.
Keanu Reeves.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, why did you have a favorite goofball play of the game, Travis?
Did I? No, I just enjoyed the whole game.
Do you know what hasn't been fun to watch is Derrick Henry, who the Cowboy who wanted to play in Dallas. Per reports, wanted to play in Dallas.
I mean,
the Cowboys made no effort to sign.
Wasn't that a Derrick Henry jersey that the guy was grittying?
No,
in?
that was a Montgomery jersey.
Montgomery,
who scored 2 touchdowns.
He did.
Man, I don't know if there's a better signing this offseason than the Ravens getting Derrick Henry. They've made him they're just a complete.
That's right. We
now.
brought Ezekiel Elliott back.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen.
Has he been crushing it?
Different strokes for different folks.
To be fair to Montgomery, it feels like everybody on the line's got an opportunity to score.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody got it. Do you want to take this
all over him?
Yeah. Who wants to catch it now? You want to do it?
No. Yeah. But Mike, your sports day probably got better after that, right?
Yeah. That was the. What time was that game?
That was at
4:30.
Okay, so that was like whatever. You had your lunch. You were disappointed, but then the evening came, and you were like, oh, "Okay, time to get serious now."
At least we have some Mets baseball.
Right. And this is the NLCS. This is the real. This is the real deal.
This is 4 games away from a World Series.
Yeah. Did you hear, by the way, Colin Cowherd saying that he would like to see a World Series between, I believe it was either maybe the Mets and the Padres or the Dodgers and the Padres. It was two.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Colin Cowherd, for a guy who claims to be an expert on every sport,
right? He
flubs shit like this all the time.
It was a very Sam Roberts baseball take.
Or even you were like, what an idiot.
Yeah. I was like, I think they're in the same division. I don't think that's
possible.
I think that's even. He goes, wouldn't that be good? They were like, yeah, there it is. Yeah. He makes a lot of money to have
4 minutes. I would have to figure it out.
No, there was a quicker clip that kind of went everywhere. Yeah, it's probably not on his show's account.
He didn't post. Okay,
probably not.
I mean, he operates with a Bob Costas level of smugness, so it's always fun.
I love
when this
Bob
kind of shit happens.
Well, I'll tell you this. I saw that. They were shitting all over Bob Costas. The Yankees fans hate Bob Costas. They hate him.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, well, he is smug.
I love Bob Costas.
He is smug, you know. But yeah, they were like, yeah, okay, this is the Colin Cowherd take. It's a good take.
What a total idiot.
This is what I watch. So people want to know, like, Sam, you never used to talk about sports. Now you get it in, you know. And it's like, well, I don't have time to watch all the games. So I watch Colin Cowherd. I watch The Herd. So I can kind of get up to date on what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
Come on.
The Mets.
I know.
And the Padres.
They're juicy and fun.
That is a juicy World Series.
But we've been waiting on Dodgers Yankees for.
You know who we're not mentioning? The Royals. They'll probably win the whole thing.
What an idiot.
I'm going to say the Mets and the Padres would be a juicy World Series.
That's a juicy World Series.
Can you imagine if that was the World Series, though? Yeah. Nobody would see it coming.
No, nobody. It would be insane.
Never
the entire
happened.
American League would have had to have been killed.
That's right. That's right. That's
and this fucking guy, whoever's with him, isn't like.
Well, they said too. They said I read the comments to try to get to the bottom of what's going on here. You know, because I love getting in the weeds on this stuff. They said that guy's not like Colin doesn't know anything about baseball. They said I don't know, but they said he doesn't know, and they said his co-host is just the shits, the drizzling shits.
Oh, okay.
They said he stinks.
Yeah, no, Colin, that would be amazing.
I don't know for sure. I don't know him, but they said he was no good, so I don't know.
Huge baseball fans, Colin Cowherd, and his miniature sidekick, Jason McIntyre.
You see what I mean? They say miniature sidekick. I always trust back after this.
They're the record.
Yeah, they've given me some great clips over the years. They keep me up on what's going on in sports broadcasting. So, it is juicy.
No, it would be a juicy World Series.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
for
think
sure.
so.
Yeah.
I think so, but it looks like we're not getting there. I do firmly believe, by the way, that everyone in New York has completely... I don't think the Mets or the Yankees will go to the World Series because all weekend, all I heard was people going, what do you think? Could be a Subway Series. And it's like, well,
Could be.
You just jinxed that shit. And by the way, you saying could be over there, speaking of with your Bob Costas level of smugness.
I'm not being smug. It could be.
Are you a Yankees fan?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is.
I'd sooner join Hamas.
Yeah, but you would do that before doing a lot of things.
That's true. You're 1 foot in as it is.
That's just for fun.
Yeah, no.
Oh, God, no. This is my nightmare.
Yeah, no, but they've been jinxing it all over the place.
Good.
I can't go anywhere without somebody go, it could be.
I don't know. I mean, I think they can beat Cleveland, so I'm not really...
The Guardians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have Willie Mays Hayes anymore.
When did they get rid of Willie Mays Hayes? That was a mistake.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Oh, that was a huge mistake.
Yeah. Him and Pedro Serrano went away in a trade.
That's dumb.
They cleaned house.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
That was a good team.
Hats for bats.
Yeah. But so you got to sit down and watch your Mets try to take one step closer to that National League crown. Am I right, Mike?
Yes, and face planted in the process.
Well, apparently Grimace was not able to make the trip to Los Angeles because, yes, the Dodgers beat the Mets 9-0, as they say in soccer. 9-0.
That was close.
Were you hoping the Amazons would come back at the end?
You only need 9.
Yeah, I mean,
we only
once
need 9.
it gets to a certain point, you're kind of like, well, this isn't going to happen, but you still got to...
It's still good.
It's baseball, so it's not over literally until the last out, so you know...
But I feel like
watch,
after
but,
it was like 6-0, you're kind of like, get them next time.
Yeah, it's
you
going to be.
doubt, but
Tonight's a bullpen game for the Dodgers.
Gotta support
so,
your team.
Yeah.
Maybe they steal one back.
Yeah, you've been having a miserable time. Didn't you have to stay up real late last weekend?
But that one, they won in
they won.
dramatic fashion.
So that was
too.
fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
But they made you pay for it. They made you pay for it this weekend. It's like when you do a bunch of ecstasy and all your happiness is sucked up.
Suicide Tuesday.
That's right. They were like, okay, I hope you enjoyed last Sunday because this Sunday, only misery for you. Maybe the Mets have another chance tonight, right?
Yeah, when in these series, you always want to try to take one on the road. Because you assume you're not going to take all of the road games. Because, a playoff team will win in front of its home crowd.
That's true.
So you want to do a little, enough damage on the road so that when you get home, then you can try to win all of your games in front of your home crowd and have an advantage.
And everybody loves a comeback story.
Oh, of course.
Everybody loves a comeback story. I don't think the Cowboys are going to have one, but the Mets might.
No, they're just that entire fucking... I don't know what the future's going to hold. Like, it'll probably... they did nothing to support Mike McCarthy in terms of getting him the players he needs to put together a winning team, and then he'll be the sacrificial lamb at the end of the season, and then it feels like with Jerry Jones, the process is going to repeat itself until he kicks the bucket.
That's too bad. That's too bad. It was his birthday. He doesn't want to hear that on his birthday.
Oh, well, sports.
Yeah, big night tonight, right? So you got Game 2, Dodgers-Mets, and then the Jets play tonight, right?
Yeah.
And it's the first game without their head coach, or with the new interim head coach. So
Sure, the problem will be solved.
yeah. Well, luckily we took care of that.
And that's that.
Yeah. And we'll never speak of it again. Yeah, so we should be good to go. Great. Awesome.
I mean, for New York in general, it's just the Mets are on a 4, then the Yankees, then...
Oh, Yankees tonight, too.
Yankees, game 1 is tonight in the Bronx. Then you got the Jets and the Bills.
Oh, it's all New York.
It's New York.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fabulous. Let's go to Tim in South Carolina. What's up, Tim?
Yeah, not wanting to really pile on Mike, but And Mike,
Sounds
I am
disingenuous.
a former hospital. I am a former hospital corpsman from Paris Island.
Ah, good to hear you, Doc.
According to the Post, they did a DNA test on Christopher Columbus, and it appears he's a Sephardic Jew from Spain.
Sick.
Oh,
yeah.
And we can't get a Paulie Walnuts take, so I was hoping to hear something from you.
Yeah, our very own Silvio Dante, Mike Montone. Thank you, Tim.
He wasn't Italian.
First of all,
or Catholic.
Wasn't Italian or even originally Catholic. First of all, the New York Post's desire to upset people.
I mean, this is just what it was the BBC that did the test.
Columbus was probably Spanish and Jewish. Oh, that's a bummer, Mike. They're always trying to take down your culture, aren't they?
It's a lot of anti-Italian discrimination, and it feels just like more anti-Italian propaganda. They've been trying to tear Columbus down for years.
Yeah. Let me ask you, why do you think it's accepted?
I think Italians are the last group that it's safe to hate.
I think that's right. Yeah. Traditional theories held that Columbus...
Was this spearheaded by John Leguizamo by any chance?
Probably.
Let's see who ordered the study.
Wow. It was John Leguizamo. Yeah. It was, they said...
He's such a pest.
Yeah, it was brought to you. They said it right there. John Leguizamo, also known as the Pest. Wow, I can't believe he did that. Yeah, look at that. This is a serious thing, a decades-long investigation into the famous controversial explorer's background. Explorer and conqueror, and conducted by Spanish scientists, was meant to shed light on the lengthy debate over where the 15th century globetrotter was actually born.
Yeah, this just sounds like the Spanish trying to take credit for all the wonderful things that Columbus did.
I didn't realize there was a fight to make sure that Columbus was owned. I thought Columbus was almost, they want to push Columbus away.
For his heroism?
I think the genocide is more where people... I think because the genocide comes up so often.
Well, he didn't know about their immune systems.
Did he know there was polio on the blankets?
I think they were just trying to help.
He said, I don't know about these immune systems, but you guys look cold.
But yeah, you need a blanket. No good deed goes unpunished.
That's right. They were cold! What do you want? Traditional theories held that Columbus, who was sailing from Spain when he trekked, sailing for Spain, thank you, when he trekked across the Atlantic in 1492. Is that when he sailed the ocean blue? Sparking European interest in the Americans, was born in 1451 in Genoa, an independent republic on Italy's northwest coast. Okay, I mean...
But many historians question.
Oh, there it is. New DNA evidence pulled from some of the bones of Columbus's corpse. Nice. They're exhuming Columbus. I mean, this can't sit right with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to trust the word of a bunch of Spanish ghouls who dug up a body to run tests.
You mean grave diggers?
Yeah, fucking bunch of Spanish necrophiliacs.
Well, I don't know if they had sex with the corpse.
Why else do you dig it up?
That's a good point. I'd love to argue with you, but I can't think of another reason. Some of the bones of Columbus's corpse in Spain's Seville Cathedral may prove them right. We have DNA from Christopher Columbus, very partial but sufficient. Forensic expert and investigator said Columbus. Oh, it's a documentary, Columbus DNA: The True Origin, which aired in Spain on Saturday. That's a convenient place for it to air. Hey, good news, guys. We have, yeah. So they made the Spanish made a documentary for Spain saying Columbus was from here.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
what's not
come
to
on.
believe?
All right, no, I'll buy it. I'll take it. I buy it. Yeah, I think the Post likes to get people upset.
It's not the Post.
Well, they decided to put it as a front page right before Columbus Day. Hey, you believe this?
It's Indigenous Peoples Day.
They choke on their fucking paella.
You're mad.
But if they have all this paella, what are they going to do with it? Come on, Mike. Think for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, Travis. It is Indigenous Peoples Day anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think he was...
I like how both are on the official Apple calendar. Like, I checked my calendar this morning,
too.
and it's Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day.
They happen to both fall on the same day.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are you okay with both?
I mean, it does.
Existing, I mean? You don't have to celebrate one or the other, but are you okay with both existing?
I don't have a problem with existing. It does feel like they're trying to horn in.
Okay.
We don't even get the day off here anymore.
Yeah.
No, everybody else does.
Yeah.
Smooth sailing.
My ferry was empty this morning. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, it might have been one of those screen boats.
Then I remembered it was Indigenous Peoples Day.
It is Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah, the kids don't have school today. They're all celebrating the Spanish hero, Columbus. Wow. Well, who would have thought? You do learn something new every day. I'll tell you what, I did learn this over the weekend. There might be something funnier than a truck getting stirred, or even somebody missing a bus or a train. Because I saw a clip, of course. And by the way, I do believe that Pat McAfee should get a lot of credit for being the first, guy that they just kind of let do, kind of frat bro guy stuff like this. He was, jumping off buses into rivers 3 or 4 years ago on these NFL shows. But they have the Kelsey brothers now, and they have this, which Kelsey is that? Not Travis. Jason Kelsey, Philadelphia's own Jason Kelsey. And he's there, and he's on top of an RV, and they're filming him for one of these programs, and he's gonna chug a beer. Everybody wants to see him chug a beer, so they got to get up there with him. And my God, I mean, just watch what happens. Watch what happens. Have you seen this, Troy? Oh, pop it open.
Chugs a beer. That's so typical. You're supposed to know
The camera guy, I mean, there are... I can't stop.
Oh, you went through the roof.
Yeah. So there's something in the roof where it looks like there's a camera guy standing on the roof. You got one of those big, very, very expensive broadcast cameras. And he's up there on the roof with whoever the person is with. It's like slow motion. He's up there on the roof with Jason Kelsey and this other person. And he takes a step forward. His foot falls through something, so he kind of tumbles forward. And then the funniest part is that the camera slowly flips off of his shoulder. And then just when he thinks he's gotten it, it slips from his grip. And he loses the camera off the top of this RV. That camera's fucked. And that's an expensive piece of machinery. Down. Yeah, that's the best part. The guy falls, which is funny. It's funny to see him fall. I would love to see the footage of this. And then boom, and then the camera's gone. And you can see, too. Watch his head, as all he can do is watch the camera fall down next to him. Oh. He turns his head as Jason Kelsey's having a good time having a beer. Oh, he looks at the camera, and he just sees it fall down in front of him. Nope, lost it. And now he's watching. And Jason Kelsey's looking down like, dude, you just dropped your camera.
That was awesome.
Oh, my God. Did you see that thing smash? Oh. I mean, I couldn't get enough. I had to stop myself from watching it because I knew we'd want to watch it again this morning. I mean, it's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at that. I mean, because you see where the camera is, and everybody's just looking at it. There goes the camera. There it was. It was all good. It was on his shoulder. And then goodbye. See you later. Oh. I mean, you could tell Jason Kelsey's heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
It looks like he's bending down, pretending.
It looks like when you kind of hold the elevator for someone.
Right.
Oh, I wish I could have gotten that for you.
It's like when somebody walks towards the door and you're hitting the door closed, and as soon as you make eye contact, you just lean forward.
Yeah.
You don't actually block the door. You don't actually stop it, but you lean forward as if there's plausible deniability.
Wish I could have helped you. Saw you too late.
There's plausible deniability here. He's like, I was shotgunning this beer, but had I not been,
I would have gotten that for you.
I would have been able to save the camera. Also, should I finish this beer? We don't have a camera up here anymore.
You probably did.
Yeah. Let me keep chugging this thing. I mean, can you imagine the feeling of having to climb the ladder down off the RV? You're a cameraman. You're now climbing down without your camera.
I lost the camera.
I have to climb down off this RV and then walk around it. My broken camera's on the other side of the camper.
Oh, boss is going to kill me.
Boss, I broke the camera. Camera's broken. It's smashed. It smashed into a million pieces in the parking lot. I don't know. There was a hole in the RV. It's not even, you'd think it'd be strapped in or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like it'd be wired to him. Maybe there were wires. Could you see? It looked almost like there were wires behind it, but maybe they came undone. I mean, the light blocker thing comes off of it. The whole thing just doesn't seem like there's any. Yeah, I guess maybe that thing on top is the antenna that's sending the signal back to wherever the truck is.
I mean, was this live?
Or maybe they were just
pre-recording.
Recording it. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. No. Oh. Drop my camera. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any wires connected to anything.
Yeah, they may have been pre-recording.
Probably pre-recording. Like, I guess I just get the SD card out of there. Oh. I mean, that's the type of thing that brings me joy. Like, nobody's hurt. It's not going to, it's the network's camera. They'll be able to get a new one, but it really...
ESPN's good for it.
ESPN's good for it. They're fine. It makes me so happy. Because it was like, let's do it on top of the RV. Yeah! I dropped my camera off the top. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Look, I know you guys... Let's not go to break right now, because I do want to talk about...
Oh.
Sorry.
You almost did it.
No. Because I
was like, oh, good, I got to pee.
No.
Troy got excited.
No. It's not time yet. It's not time yet, because I feel like we have just enough time.
We got another hour.
Well, we're not going to do another hour. We'll go to break at an appropriate time. However, I do think that we've got just enough time to get our standings locked in for the best podcast interview tournament or best podcast episode. I don't know the best podcast, it's just whatever episode it was, because there are a couple that need to be added. Travis, do you have right now what's on our list that
Sure.
we discussed this came to me in a vision, that it was something that I couldn't find a proper list of the greatest podcast interview / episodes of all time. I think it's interviews, but we're allowing a little bit of wiggle room in that interview thing. But we're certainly not doing the NPR stuff or that episode of Serial or whatever. None of that stuff. Interviews, like stuff that changed everything, went everywhere. And I thought that the only way to really determine what the best podcast interview of all time is, because we're at the point now where it's almost more important, and it might arguably be more important. Here's what's gonna happen. If Donald Trump wins the election, there's at least gonna be a conversation about the fact that Kamala, she did call her daddy, which is big, but also did a lot of the mainstream stuff. Howard's a little more mainstream, Colbert, all this stuff. Trump is on the whole podcast circuit. He did Theo. He did Schultz. He did the Nelk Boys. He did, I feel like there was one more in there that I'm not even thinking of. And then he told the Nelk Boys that he's doing Rogan as well.
I saw that.
Which is huge. But that's to say that if he does end up winning, there's going to be a conversation about, does it matter, just doing these news shows, these 60 minutes, because he turned down 60 minutes. This was supposed to be this big controversy. Trump turned down the 60 Minutes interview, but he's doing interviews with all these podcasts. If Trump wins, at least part of that conversation is about traditional media versus, maybe we got to do all these goofy podcasts, which leads me back to saying, okay, now there's been enough time that the podcasts are no longer the future, they're the present. We need to celebrate the history and figure out up until now which is the GOAT podcast interview. You know? So, Travis, what do we have on the board right now?
All right, we have Elon on Joe Rogan.
Has to.
Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay.
Has to.
Odell being shitted on.
I think that's still, Mike, that was your suggestion?
Yeah, again, a watershed moment for the scat community.
Sure. I want to make sure that our scope is not too limited to the one community, is the only thing.
A lot of people in Germany very excited about that pick.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying take it down. I'm saying asterisk that one, please, Travis. Yep. That's one to be discussed.
Like we'll have a few asterisks.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris D'Elia finding out that Snapchats can be saved.
I think, can we asterisk
We're
that?
Asterisk
because
that one as well.
I don't know how many people have listened to the entire show or even know what show it was on, but I do know we've all seen the meme.
Obama on WTF.
Yes.
Will Smith's Red Table.
Which one specifically? On the entanglement.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't think I needed to put that
Let's please put the word entanglement. So there's no Will Smith entanglement. Yes.
Kanye on Alex Jones.
Yeah, it has to be there.
Mr. Beast on Flagrant.
I would asterisk that.
Really?
I think.
Okay. That was an interview.
No, what? No. It was an interview. I just don't know if it's as
you don't know if that's the
earth-shattering, or if Flagrant even gets on. Who knows? Damn. I mean, it's not asterisks for the same reason that we're asterixing Odell being shit on. Shitted on. Okay.
The episodes that got from Matt and Shane that got him fired from SNL, I mean, that's like a lot. But I put it on the list.
We can take it off the list because it's not specific. It's not specific.
No, it's not
enough. If there's one Matt and Shane that everyone has become aware of, because people became more aware of the scandal than anything else. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Bert Kreischer drinking Kool-Aid.
Insistent that stays.
Am I asterisk?
No.
Wow.
Okay. Absolutely not.
And Rogan on Tom Green.
Okay, I'm fine with that. There are a couple more that were brought up to me.
Okay.
One, I think, has to be on there.
Okay.
Drake on Bobby Altoff.
Okay.
You know, I thought that, but
go ahead.
I wasn't sure.
Well, Bobby Altoff,
because it did put her on the map,
and she's an industry plant.
That's what you've said. I've heard you say that. I'm not sure about that, but
You think she's an industry plant?
Do I?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would make you think that?
Yeah. To what degree?
Where'd she come from?
Well, I think she just started a podcast, and people were like, "Oh, this is cool. Let's." I mean,
but she did get.
I started a podcast 10 years ago. Drake's never been in the basement.
She did get incredibly famous people on very fast. So I do see Sam's point.
Drake was on episode 3.
She's also a lot prettier than Sam. No offense.
I mean, people have different tastes, though.
That's
people that's the whole It depends on who you ask. Because there are people that aren't attracted to Bobby Altoff at all.
I mean, I don't know how anybody could look at Bobby Altoff and not find her attractive. That's crazy to me.
Oh, but if people are into because I'm sort of shaping myself into more of a daddy.
A zaddy.
Thank you. And so if that's really what you're looking for,
then they'd look up to you.
Bobby Altoff doesn't look like a zaddy at all.
I mean, she's very pretty.
Not for a zaddy.
That's true. You're right. Okay, good point.
It's one of the worst zaddies I've ever seen in my life.
But she did, Drake did come on her on the podcast.
Right, and
ruined her marriage.
That's true.
Completely ruined it.
Ruined her marriage.
Because had an affair.
Also, allegedly. Also, I want to say, didn't do wonders for Drake because all the hip-hop journalists were like, hey, fuck you. They were all very upset that he decided to, not do any of the hip-hop shows and just do Little Miss Bobby Altoff. They were pissed.
That's true.
They did do it from a bed.
They did it in bed together.
Yep. So I agree that should be on. I don't know if that's going to win, but it's definitely a notable mention.
Yeah, and it was everywhere.
Everywhere. Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Now people have brought up, and this is probably one that we need to talk about: Hot Ones. And if Red Table's on there, Hot Ones, it's tough for me to make an argument that Red Ones deserves to be in this. Red Table deserves to be in this category, and Hot Ones doesn't.
I mean, I think Hot Ones does deserve to be in this category. I'm just having a hard time immediately thinking, aside from Shaq and Paul Rudd, what would be on there.
So
what was culturally?
I think.
Go ahead.
Paul Rudd is the answer.
But that's just because it turned into a meme.
I mean, memes are the most powerful thing in the world.
I love memes.
There's nothing more important than a meme. Nothing. Now, I think nothing. Now, I think you could talk about Conan on Hot Ones. That was a big one.
That was huge.
It was huge. It was probably the funniest Hot Ones.
Really good.
Oh, okay, here's another Hot Ones, though.
Go ahead. Hot Ones is good.
Hot Ones is really good. That's why it should be represented here. I saw, Dom, you made a little squinty face. Are you not sure about Hot Ones being in this category?
No, I think Hot Ones should definitely be on
Okay.
there. I was just saying maybe Gordon Ramsay's Hot Ones. That
Gordon
was pretty
Ramsay's
great.
was good. How about this one? This is a very famous one for all the wrong reasons. DJ Khaled Hot Ones.
Oh, yeah.
DJ Khaled Hot Ones. Yeah, because that was when DJ Khaled was like, I'm not going to say that I failed. And then what's his face was like, well, you did. You did fail. You did. I mean,
Gatorade.
I think Gordon Ramsay is worth considering, but I can't feel like I'd put Gordon Ramsay over Paul Rudd, Conan, or DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
I can't say after considering it that I put Conan over Paul Rudd or DJ Khaled because the memes.
Yeah.
Now,
But Conan
was so good.
Yeah.
But
everyone watched that.
Everyone watched it. And he did. And I mean,
everyone watched that. I don't know how many people have actually watched Paul Rudd on Hot Ones.
I don't know. Conan might be the only Hot Ones that I've watched beginning to end.
Really? They're good. You should watch them.
I don't watch. I know most stuff other than Raw. I don't watch beginning to end.
All right.
Raw, straight through.
3 hours, 2 hours, doesn't matter.
I'd rather 3 hours. But yeah, I mean, Conan was so. Yeah, and this is where it becomes okay. Conan's over here. Paul Rudd or DJ Khaled? Because part of me really.
Paul Rudd.
I don't know. I kind of really want to do DJ Khaled.
Then just do DJ Khaled.
I mean, no. Between Paul Rudd, because I feel like Paul Rudd got memes, but there are like other YouTube. There's a whole like wave of content was created by people pointing out what a dipshit DJ Khaled was on Hot Ones. I feel like that was that's one of the key pillars of the DJ Khaled is a dipshit thing, right? But is it cultural significance or is it quality of the episode? Because that's the only thing that separates everybody. As soon as I said DJ Khaled, you guys were all like, oh, yeah, of course.
I don't think it was culturally significant.
Khaled?
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was a dipshit.
Yeah, but I mean, that was going to happen either way.
So you're saying that DJ Khaled was already on that road?
Yeah.
Right. So, like,
for sure.
The sneaker closet thing did great things for him. Because that was when he said, congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah. Which is just a meme.
Another one.
Right, and another one. But then he did Hot Ones. Everybody realized he was a dipshit. But you're saying had he not done Hot Ones, whatever show he did, they would be like, this guy's he's kind of a dipshit.
Of course.
Whew.
Conan, I think it's Conan, but that's just me.
You're pushing hard for Conan.
Well, I mean, that really, introduced him to a younger audience that then went back and...
Gen Alpha?
Is that what we're calling them now?
What's under Gen Z?
Skibbity toilet?
Skibbity Gen brain rot?
Gen brain rot. Yeah, I don't know. That's...
You think the Skibbity toilets found out about Conan because of Hot Ones?
Now, do you have a Skibbity toilet episode that you're going to put on this list?
Part 3.
You've seen them all.
I've seen all the Skibbity toilets. I got to know what these kids are talking about. They're going to slip. Look, I'm not going to let these kids sneak things by me. And they're at the age where they're using a different language. I'm going to know.
We're going to go through this tournament. You're going to be like, Travis, I hate to say it, Skibbity toilet wins again.
My son's face when he found out Ohio was actually a place. And not just a descriptive.
What are you teaching these kids?
He's like, there's a real Ohio?
Can we go?
He was like, is there a Skibbity toilet Ohio? I was like, no. There's an Ohio. Ohio, the descriptive, is based on Ohio, the state. He was like, and I go, and I've been to Ohio. He was like, no! I was like, yeah, dude, I've been to the real Ohio.
Or you meet, like, cool people at work here. He's like, you've been to Ohio?
Ohio Riz? I was like, yeah, I've been to Ohio Riz before.
So
it's either Conan or DJ Dom, do you have a pick?
Yeah, I actually wanted to say You asterisk Delia the Snapchats episode of Fighter and the Kid. Does that mean the asterisk means it's up for being replaced?
It may be
or
replaced.
What about Bobby Lee's episode on Fighter and the Kid with his molestation story?
Oh, well, I mean,
that clip is just...
It's one of the
classic.
greatest clips. Yeah, that's my offering.
That's a good offering.
That's not what Sam asked.
Oh, sorry. What'd you ask, Sam?
Oh, it's not a bad offering. I'm interested in widening the conversation always.
Okay.
But do you have a pick between Conan and Khaled for Hot Ones?
I mean, Conan is the funniest, not like ironically. Whereas when you watch Khaled, it's because he is a meme, being a meme, creating a meme on the show, kind of thing.
Troy, are you familiar enough to make?
I saw clips of the Conan one. I didn't see Paul Rudd. I'm not a.
What
real
about
big,
Khaled?
I haven't seen it. No, I'm not a big Hot Ones guy.
But you saw clips of the Conan one?
Yes. Yeah, they were everywhere. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
Telling you, it's Conan.
You know, and a part of me wanted to put the Conan Epstein conversation on the list. Because you still hear people.
I mean, you can do that. Conan is its own show.
That is how people describe financiers now.
Yes, of course it is.
The word financier was popularized
The
from
New
that
York
show.
financier.
No. I think I would have heard Conan. I think Conan. I think it's Conan. As much as I want DJ Khaled just to make fun, it's Conan. Conan on Hot Ones, I think, is the
Now
thing.
you can still have an episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. They're not mutually exclusive.
What was the writer's name again? I feel bad because he's a legend.
He's in Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. We're all now dumber. While you're looking that up, Tim in Delaware. What's up,
Yeah,
Tim?
hey, guys.
Hey, man.
Yeah, you know, we can't discount the fact that Hot Ones also put a gorgeous woman like Aubrey Plaza on, and she navaged milk up one nostril and out the other. How often do you get to see something like that?
I mean, that's huge. That's huge for Aubrey Plaza. That's huge for all of it. Although, I do think that you're standing Aubrey Plaza a little bit. I don't think you're coming at this with an unbiased point of view.
People love her.
No, well, it's kind of hard to with her. I mean, you got to admit.
She's amazing. She's incredible. Thank you, Tim. I don't think it makes the list. No. Was there anything else that I thought? Anybody else, before we start busting this down to what we're going to put, are we thinking Elite Eight?
Well, I had two thoughts.
Hit me.
Number one, do we need a Bill Maher episode?
Oh, good thought. Because he has become quite the cultural force, sometimes for the right reasons, sometimes for the wrong reasons.
I mean, there's been moments, but I don't think there's anything that stands out as like...
I don't know either. That's why I'm just bringing it to the...
Okay, well, I would say, off the top of my head, Creeping Out Hawktua was one.
Yep.
I would say Arguing with Dwight kind of went everywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Remember when Dwight Schrute was on that show? And he was arguing with him. And then, of course, what's his name from Jaws sinking into the chair?
Richard Dreyfuss?
Yeah.
Oh, and then also talking porn with children.
Well, I saw that clip. That was a little creepy, wasn't it?
A little creepy.
Yeah, it was a little tough.
I don't know. It's kind of like a...
I was just bringing it to the table.
No, it's good to bring to the table.
It's a good mention, but...
I don't know.
Like, I don't have a specific...
Richard Dreyfuss sinking into the chair. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Richard Dreyfuss sinking into the chair or him arguing with Dwight.
Well, they were funny.
They were funny and they were good for the moment. But I think the only thing they would beat on this list, and I apologize.
We apologize.
Is Odell being shitted on.
All right, now...
To certain communities only.
I feel like there's a group that's going to feel underrepresented by this tournament.
And I apologize for that. And you do stand for that group very well on this show, Mike.
Well, they need an advocate.
No, they do. They do.
Now, my only other thought, and this goes along the same lines of Odell being shitted on because it's a moment.
Sure.
Was the Hey Babe episode of Tupperware.
Ooh, Tupperware.
Which gets me every time.
Tupperware, and you know what? That did cross my radar quite a bit. People suggesting Tupperware. Okay. And it's almost in the same category as Kool-Aid when Chris DiStefano found out that it is it's not Tupperware, that it is in fact Tupperware, that he had spent his entire life, including into adulthood. Here it is. Let's.
Oh, hang on.
What are we banned from TikTok? Okay.
Hang on. I'll stop it.
What floating?
What is going on with what? TikTok's weird. Okay.
Ohio TikTok.
That is legit the same Tupperware I give my 5-year-old daughter for school every day.
What are you saying? Say it again.
Tupperware?
Say it again, slow.
Tupperware?
Slow, very slow. Say the first syllable.
Tub.
Wrong.
What do you mean wrong?
I thought I caught that. You're
Tupperware.
You're throwing bees at me. It's
What is
peas,
it?
Peas, babe.
What are you talking about?
Tupperware. Tupper.
It's Tupper?
It's Tupper, babe. It always has been, always will be. Yeah.
Did you know that? Pimp, that it was Tupper? I thought it was Tupperware because it kind of looks like a tub.
You know, that makes total sense.
So you're saying my whole life, I have a clinical doctorate degree in physical therapy.
Yeah.
I've been walking up to people and saying, do you have Tupperware?
Tupperware.
Or can I take that home in some Tupperware?
Yeah, Tupper. Yeah.
Which, by the way, he wasn't even saying Tubber before. He was saying Tubbo. Tubboware.
I love that clip.
Okay, and I've seen it quite a bit. I think we can put it on the list in the same sort of realm as Kool-Aid. I think that's
With
fair.
an asterisk?
Yeah. Let's go to John in Philly. What's up, John?
Hey, one I just thought about was, I can't remember the podcast, but when Ari Shaffir was describing taking his date to Dolly World.
That was on First Date.
First Date. I did see the clip go everywhere, but the fact, thank you, John, that you can't remember the podcast, and then it was just kind of a clip that went everywhere for a minute. I can't really have that on, but I think it's worth discussing whether we put on the podcast where okay, here's an interesting one. This podcast never aired, but its lore lived on forever.
Okay.
Ari dosing Bert in his own house with his family there. Remember when Ari dosed Bert Kreischer in Bert's own house while his family was there?
Ari's a menace.
Do you think that makes the list, or because the podcast was never published?
Never aired.
It just was lore.
Yeah.
That this isn't a tournament of lore. This is a tournament of episodes. Okay. All right. We're getting too deep in the weeds.
That's just a story that was told on another podcast.
What? Ari Shaffir dosing Bert Kreischer in Bert's own house with Bert's family there?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
You could almost do two separate lists. Which podcast and then moments from a podcast.
That's true. Okay, so I think we're ready to break this down. Do we think Elite 8?
Hang on a second.
Okay. We don't want to miss anything.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You could do an Elite 8.
Yes.
And then we've got 6 that are kind of moments.
Okay.
If we were to get 2 other moments, we could split this off into 2.
Okay, so can I have my... Well, but some of the moment... Well, let's... Okay.
Okay, so...
What? Oh.
Here's the episodes, I'm thinking. This one...
Yeah, that's...
Are we keeping Mr. Beast on flagrant?
I'm not sure.
2, 4, 5. Rogan on Tom Green is 6. Conan on Hot Ones, and then Drake.
Eddie in Utah.
Yeah.
What's up, bud?
Hey, so you're sitting here making fun of guys for saying Tupperware, but your dumbass
What?
was talking to Nicole on Satisfying,
Shout out.
calling a package of water a pallet of water.
That's right.
Pallet of water, yeah.
So, no. So you have a bottle of water, right?
Yeah.
And what is it? What is a group of waters be called?
Pallet.
A pallet.
Jeez.
No, a pallet would be like fucking 2,000 pounds of water, dumbass.
That's what you're talking about.
No, I got like a big,
Yes.
big 24, 36, whatever, a big thing of water. It's a pallet of water.
Yeah, it's a package. That's a package of water.
No.
I
Pallet
have
would be
like
like you
30
take
of
off
those on a pallet.
forklift. A forklift takes off a pallet.
No,
Yeah,
you would
fucking
say
retard.
you would.
Blade said it. It's okay.
Eddie, you can't use profanities to try to win the room over.
It worked, Eddie.
I mean, it did work. It did work.
We like it.
You know, I'm going to correct that statement.
You're right.
I'm going to correct that statement. Eddie, you can use profanities to win the room over. Thank you, Eddie.
Eddie's right.
No, of course he's not right. You get a pallet of, if somebody goes, I'm going to go grab a pallet of water, it's like one of those big things of like 24, 36 bottles of water.
When you take it with a forklift.
If you go, I'm going to get a pack of waters, and you come back with 36 waters,
it's a package of water.
People are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I asked for a package. That's like 6 bottles.
If you Google pallet, it's the wood thing that you use a forklift with.
Yeah, I understand if you Google pallet. Look at that.
If you buy that whole thing, you bought the whole thing. You need a forklift to bring it into your house. That's what you're saying.
Sam?
First of all, Travis, you know exactly what I'm talking about because colloquially, that's how the phrase is used.
I love agreeing with you just to upset other people. You're wrong on this one.
What would you say?
Huh? Just a thing of water. I would say.
Thing.
I would
okay,
say,
good.
hey, can you pick up
I'm glad that we figured out the real terminology is a thing.
But a pallet is clearly the thing that all of these waters are on.
That's you need a forklift. The 2 little.
That's why Sam's Club here is selling a pallet of 48 cases.
So you'd have to say cases. Give me
case of water.
Case of water.
Give me a
I would
case
say
of
a
water.
thing of water.
You'd say a thing because a case.
I would say a case. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't say a case. There's no way you would ever say a case because a case is a hard case.
I would say
you would not say case. You lied.
If I was ordering my wife to go out to the store and get some water.
First of all, if you did, you wouldn't get a sentence out because she'd go, you do the shopping in this house.
My glasses would be on the floor. I would say, hey, can you pick up like a thing of like 26 waters or something?
Package of 26
a packet,
waters.
Yeah. I would definitely never, ever say, can you get me a pallet of water? She would say,
my
we'll
vocabulary is more robust than yours.
No, your vocabulary is
No, it's
correct.
robust.
This is wrong.
Yeah,
you have a robust. Yeah, it is robust, but that is wrong.
You say thing.
Huh? Yeah.
That's not a good descriptive.
But it's not incorrect.
If you said, can I get a thing of waters?
Yeah.
You don't want to know what I'd come home with.
Well, I mean, you might not be wrong.
I would never be wrong.
But
thing
a pallet
to describe
of water
anything.
is wrong.
No, it's not.
A pallet of anything is a gigantic amount of something.
I mean, 40 waters is a lot of
40
waters.
waters is not a pallet.
I would accept case.
Yeah, case of water.
No, don't say because you would never say it. I would not accept thing. I would not accept anybody correcting anything I say and go, I would say a thing. That's because you're an idiot.
You're the idiot.
No,
that
you
says,
are.
Hey, can you get me a pallet of water?
You are the idiot.
I'd say, sure. Do you need a U-Haul?
Because
I don't have space in my car.
You are the idiot because you don't.
I am not. No.
Yes, you are because you don't use words.
No.
You just say thing.
Hey, can you go get me a thing of water? Yeah, that's that. No one would be like, he's crazy. The guy who said pallet is right.
Oh, the guy who just says thing to describe everything. He must have no vocabulary to speak of whatsoever. Can you give me a thing for my thing? He must be a moron.
Pallet of water.
I'd accept case.
You would have to accept case because that's the proper way to say it.
First of all, you've never said it that way, Mr. Proper.
And neither of you.
Okay, cool. So
Mr.
if I'm an idiot, then what are you? How does that feel?
I'm rubber, you're glue.
Boom.
You're trying to turn this.
I got him into a corner.
You realize that you're wrong.
See me get him into a
he
corner?
realizes that he's wrong, and he's like, "I'm gonna make Travis look like an idiot just because he said a word."
Thing. The proper phrasing is a thing of water.
It's not pallet. You asked me.
It's not thing.
I'm just saying how I would say it.
The thing is a character in
I'm
Fantastic
I'm just a
Four.
normal everyday guy.
Are you?
I try to think so.
Red-blooded American. Scott in Wisconsin.
Case of water.
Yeah, dummy. It's 100% a case of water. It's not a pallet of water. You also say nightmare, like an idiot too.
That's my local accent.
That's just cute.
That's just regional, Scott. Thank you.
That's an Albany expression.
Yeah, that's a. Where'd you grow up, Utica? It's more of an Albany thing. All right. Let's break down what we've got.
Okay.
I only want to do one tournament.
You only want to do one tournament?
I think so.
Okay. Then we got to get rid of these,
I'm not getting rid of Burt Kreischer Kool-Aid.
funny. Okay.
So.
Okay.
I refuse.
Then you got to get rid of. Something.
Well, we might have some. Let's figure out what is definitely on the list, and then maybe we do some qualifiers right now.
Okay.
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 All right. This is getting ridiculous.
I think what's definitely on the list. Elon on Rogan.
Definitely.
No
on the
question.
List. No question.
I mean, I don't even know why we're doing a tournament.
Well, because it could surprise you based on the standings.
Arguments could be made.
Arguments could be made.
You're right. Cat Williams on Shannon Sharp.
Definitely.
Obama on WTF.
Definitely.
Kanye on Alex Jones. That was huge.
Yeah, it's hard for me not to say definitely.
Okay. Will Smith, entanglement.
Has to be.
Okay.
That's 5, right?
Well, that's 4 right now.
That's 4 definites.
Because Kanye you don't have as a definite yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Rogan on Tom Green.
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, it's important.
That started the whole thing.
But how many people have actually seen it?
I've clips, definitely. But this is the most influential podcast of all time, right?
Best.
Okay.
But influences means a lot. I'm not ready yet for Rogan on Tom Green.
That's fine. You take your time.
Thank you.
Drake on Bobby Altoff.
I feel like that has to make it, but it'll probably go out in the first round.
I feel like it has to be on there too. I think that's a great suggestion.
Okay.
Conan on Hot Ones. You got 5 right now.
Okay, Conan on Hot Ones is still in my probably category.
Okay. So these 3 are probablys.
Okay.
And now we've got Odell being shitted on. Chris D'Elia finding out Snapchat.
Let's take D'Elia off.
Okay. We're taking D'Elia. We're deleting it.
Yeah, D'Elia eating it.
I get that. Delete. Remember?
I remember that one.
Mr. Beast on Flagrant.
Take it off.
Okay. Bert Kreischer Kool-Aid.
Leave it on.
Okay. This feels like this is really just your list, but okay. Jim Downey on Conan. Jeffrey Epstein.
What do you think about that one?
I think it's hilarious, but I mean, that's a very specific thing. Like, you could probably ask 10 people here if they've ever seen it, and I wouldn't be surprised if half of them have no idea what you're talking about.
Mike, you seen that one? Well, Mike, you've seen all Epstein-related content, right?
Jeffrey Epstein, the financier.
You've seen that one. Dom, you know what we're talking about?
No.
Okay, in fact, Dom doesn't know what we're talking about. Take it off. Dom is young and hip.
Oh. Right. Younger.
Slightly.
Youngest in the room.
Youngest in the room.
By like a hair.
Mike, how old are you?
39.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Youngest in the room. Tupperware. Hey, babe.
I think we can have either Kool-Aid or Tupperware.
If we're doing one or the other, it would be Kool-Aid.
I think it would have to be Kool-Aid.
Okay.
So Kool-Aid's making it then.
Okay.
Put Kool-Aid on the definite list.
Okay.
I mean, you know it was never not going to make it. I love it too much. There it is. Okay, now...
These are your definites.
1,
you have
2,
6 definites.
3, 4, oof. And only... So
4 maybes. And looking at those 4 maybes, if we're doing a top and an Elite 8, I can already tell you which 2 I think should be.
Well, which are your 2? Because I can definitely come to a final 3 on these.
Okay.
Let's go around the room. Okay. Here's the 2 of these can make the 8 seed Elite 8 list. Okay. It's Conan on Hot Ones. It's Kanye on Alex Jones. It's Rogan on Tom Green. And that one where they talk about Odell being shitted on. So those are the 4 that we're left with. Only 2 can make the tournament of the best, most important podcast episode of all time. Travis, we start with you. Which would be your 2?
Those 2 are going to be Conan on Hot Ones and Kanye on Alex Jones.
Wow. I didn't necessarily expect that, but I like it. Dom?
I mean, my offering was, wasn't considered, so.
So you're pouting. So you've decided to pout and go, well, if you guys don't like what I do, I'm not playing.
Guess we're not
doing that. I mean, probably.
Let's say you were forced to
I would
play.
say Conan.
And what's the other one?
Oh, from both lists.
No. From that 4.
These 4 down here. These up here are the definites. We need 2
I want to use the brain that you used in college, not the one that dropped out. Okay, let's follow what we're saying here.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Yeah, I know. Just find it. It's in there.
I'd say Kanye and Conan probably.
Agreeing with Travis. That was yours too, right, Travis?
Yeah, I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. That's good. That's fine. Mike, if you could pick 2 from that list of 4,
I'm gonna go Rogan and Odell.
What a spoiler Mike is. You mean that podcast where they said Odell being shit on?
That's the one specifically, yeah.
Troy, do you have 2 from that list?
Well, definitely Kanye. And then I'd probably say the other one, I'm going to say Conan.
Wow. So Rogan on Tom Green doesn't... Okay, so...
Well, that's important, but I don't think there's any moments from it that you go like, oh, that specific moment where Kanye and Alex, you can remember specific things from.
Yeah.
Conan on Hot Ones, you can remember specific things from. So yeah, I'd probably say those two.
Okay. All right. So I'll lock it in. Conan on the Hot Ones and Kanye on Alex Jones. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yes, this is a fucking travesty.
Yeah. And that's your Elite 8 of the most important podcast interviews of all time. Travis, do you want to seed them?
I can see these right now.
Okay, seed them up.
Are we going to take a break? I got to whiz something fierce.
Well, we got to seed them, dude.
Hang on.
Can I go to the bathroom real quick?
We're seeding.
Okay.
We're seeding.
Because you need to be involved in this. Because if Travis blows it, which he's known to do,
I got to go to the bathroom. Really?
Just
so hold on to it.
A second.
We're 45.
Pinch it.
Pinch the helmet?
Yes, if you pinch the top, you'll be all right. Oh man, this is a good. Oh, you are a good seeder, Travis. I've heard that about you, but oh my God. Oh, this is going to be a great tournament.
There you go.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, so, and this is like 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, right? No. Oh, this is separate sides.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 versus 8. Oh, wow. So this is going to be some real favorites.
Yeah, that's how seeding always works. It's
Yeah,
top seed versus lowest seed.
But it's like almost like for historical purposes versus for ones that you just love so much.
Well, I mean, if that's how it works out.
It's great. It's great. Oof.
Wait, hang on. No. 6. 1 versus 8. 2 versus 7.
It'd be
3 versus 6. 4 versus 5.
Right. So we've got, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys playing at home, this is what we're going to figure out later this week. We're not going to do it right now because Troy has to go pee-pee.
Something fierce.
Troy has to take a whiz. Okay, we've got, wow. First round is Elon on Rogan versus Conan on Hot Ones. That's going to be really tough because that's the one where it's like historical versus just one that you love. Second match. Wow. Is Cat Williams on Shannon Sharp versus Bert Kreischer Kool-Aid? I'm going to be honest with you.
I know.
Travis fucked me on that one.
Hey, I just seed them as I see them.
I might go Kool-Aid. Such a good clip. Ooh, third match. First round is going to be Obama on WTF versus Drake on Bobby Altoff.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That's Generations.
Yes. Oh, and then the last one is amazing.
Yeah, that's a good lineup.
Yeah.
Will Smith Entanglement on Red Table Talk versus Kanye on Alex Jones, which is great because just the way those were seated, that last match, you could argue those are the two podcasts that people like go back to, and it ruined Will Smith, it ruined Kanye West. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Because you couldn't give them a pass anymore.
Nope.
You know, you had a feeling that this is who they were, but then they came up and said, this is it. This is what we're doing. Kanye let you know exactly who he liked, and Will Smith broke down the relationship, and you were like, I didn't want either of those two things to be true. And you left no debate.
This is a great lineup, Travis. Yeah.
It arguably led to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars and Kanye West wanting to have sex with his wife's mom in front of his wife. You could argue.
I mean, indirectly, but
but you could argue. I could make the pass.
Yes, you could.
Butterfly effect.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I can't wait to get into this. As the week progresses, we will get into this. We're going to take a break.
Really?
We got some.
You want to take a break?
You guys can keep going. I'm going to go take a look.
He's got to go to the bathroom. Okay. We're going to come back. Shout out. Welcome back to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Shout out to everybody in the Tampa and St. Pete area that's dealing with all the aftermath of not only Hurricane Helene, but also Hurricane Milton, of course. I think at Stand Up Viking says it best. I hope Sam never gets put in charge of supplying disaster relief. He'd bring 10 pallets of water to people and show up with 10 24-packs, thinking, mission accomplished. I will accept that a case of water is probably the proper terminology for that. And by the way, in that instance, Troy was right. Certainly not Travis. For what it's worth. Just making sure everything's spelled out on the table.
I'm fine with that.
You're the first person who said it's a case. You were back here the whole time Travis was just arguing about his bullshit. You were like, it's a case. It's a case of water is what you guys are
trying to get on
about.
Troy's good side.
But in Travis's defense, if he's like a thing of water, I would know.
You know what I'm talking
Well, guess what? Next time Travis says, I need a thing of water, he's coming back with a 2-pack. That's what he's getting. 2 bottles. Enjoy. That's what I got to say.
Man.
But yeah, I would.
That's all I got to say.
And that's all I got to say about that. But I will say that you're right. It would be a lot of thirsty people waiting for disaster relief. The water.
Where's all the water?
Well, you asked for 10 pallets.
You need more than 10 pallets?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I brought 10 pallets. Airmailed them and everything. Speaking of quantities of things, I will tell you this. There was a thing that went down. You know, I don't know how organized it was, but I guess somebody here in New York put up signs that they were going to eat 25 chicken tenders from Raising Cane's. And Raising Cane's is a hearty chicken tender, don't get me wrong. But look at that. They put up a flyer at Indiana University. Okay, it wasn't here in New York. At Indiana University, they put up a flyer and it said, watch one man attempt to eat 25 chicken fingers. This Friday, 4 p.m., Fine Arts Plaza, we're changing the culture of Indiana University, which I think is cool. You know, I think that that's a positive cultural shift for sure. But then I start looking into it. This guy draws a crowd. Like 200 people or something showed up. And, you know, I mean, he went to, usually when stuff like this happens, you have to get like chefs involved and stuff like that. But 25 tenders is not like an unreasonable amount of tenders. So I think he just went to Raising Cane's and ordered, 5 orders of 5. And he was kind of good to go. Yeah, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, a family would probably go through 25 tenders. No problem. But this guy, and there was no time limit, it seemed. Like he was just going to sit there and eat 25 chicken tenders. Which I feel like...
That's no sweat.
Right.
You could do that?
Yes.
With no time limit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
I mean, how long would it take you?
Could you do it in 3 hours?
Probably.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, okay, so this guy, he goes for it, right? He draws a crowd and everything. And then at 19, he announces he's finished. He stops at 19, he stands up, he announces he's finished. This is the problem with the youth of today. They cheer him. They should have booed that man. Boo this man! What a failure. I've never seen a bigger failure. This is footage from the actual event.
This is when he ended it. This is like when Forrest Gump just stopped running. He's like, I'm tired. I'm going to go home.
And then one day, I was tired of running.
Yeah, like, you don't just stop at 19 and get cheered.
Yeah, you eat those fucking tenders. You got a responsibility.
Sit there till the job's done.
Right. He couldn't handle 6 more. 6 more. That's a large order. 2 small orders.
Did he have sauce?
I don't know if he had sauce.
Okay.
But I could imagine.
You absolutely need sauce.
You do, however, you'd have to, with 25 tenders, you'd probably have to go through,
6 or 7?
I was going to say, closer to 10 even.
Wow.
I was thinking,
sauce him up.
I was thinking 2 sauces per 5 piece.
Wow, really?
Because it's just a little thing, yeah.
So you go through more than one for a 4-piece?
One could.
Okay.
It depends on,
I like to still taste the chicken, so I generally don't.
So you're more of a light saucer.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
wanted
fine.
to complement the tender, not overwhelm the tender.
Sure, but there are a lot of people that just want that mouthful of flavor.
Yeah,
well,
it's good.
It's so good. Walmart has a knockoff version of it.
Do they?
So they have 2 sauces that people figured out. Like one's called chicken tender sauce and one's called something else.
Tell me more.
There's a chicken tender sauce and there's a fried chicken sauce. I think those are what they're called. And they're Walmart branded sauces, except one is Chick-fil-A sauce and one is Raising Cane's sauce.
Well, I buy the Chick-fil-A sauce. That's legit Chick-fil-A sauce.
But this is Walmart branded. I think that's what it is. It's Chick-fil-A sauce, and I know the other one is Cane's sauce. Yeah, chicken finger dipping sauce at Walmart is Cane's sauce.
I got to get some of this.
Now, you can't order it online because people go crazy for it. But you can go to a store if there's a Staten Island Walmart.
There's not a Staten Island Walmart. There's no Walmarts in New York City limits. And Staten Island is part of New York City.
It's tough to find a Walmart.
In New York, yeah, I mean, there has to be one outside New Jersey, but yeah. Staten Island does not have one?
No, Staten Island's part of New York. There are no Walmarts in New York City.
That blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Walmarts in Westchester.
No.
What?
Yeah.
No. They're specifically leaving Walmart out of the city.
Like if I want to go to a Walmart, even in the suburbs where I'm at, I either have to go all the way into Connecticut, past Stamford, or on the other side, have to cross the bridge and go to Jersey.
I just go to Bayonne. It's super quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some of this today.
You should.
Yeah.
You should consider it. So I don't know if he had...
How many should I bring in for Troy when he eats 25 tenders tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the day?
I would say 3. Well, only thing is, because you said you could do 25 in 3 hours.
I know, but I needed like a day that, like...
A show.
Today's the day.
What do you need
and they're not going to be
for?
fresh.
Today's the day for prep.
No. I have, no.
You said you could do it.
I could. Tomorrow?
Of course tomorrow.
What do you got going on tomorrow?
What's happening tomorrow? Of course, you said you could do it.
I can, but I'd like for them to be fresh. They're not going to be fresh at
No, they don't open until 10.
Right.
Right, so you're like backing out because they're not going to be fresh?
We'll heat them up.
Well, you know it's not the same.
We'll
you know it's not the same from getting them out of the oven.
We'll nuke them for you.
What about an air fryer?
What if Travis brings his air fryer in from home?
There's a difference between getting them fresh right out of the...
Yeah.
I would.
Would you bring would you bring your air fryer in from home? Travis, would you be willing today to go to Raising Cane's, get 25 tenders, refrigerate them overnight, and then tomorrow bring them back to work with your air fryer that you could plug in and air fry the tenders hot and fresh for Troy?
Yeah, like 5 at a time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Throughout the show, air frying more tenders.
Yeah. I would have to clear it with my wife to make sure that I could borrow the air fryer.
Okay.
But I'm sure she'd be okay with that.
Troy, we've got the solution. The air fryer tastes fresh.
Oh, air fryer is delicious.
And tomorrow, you want me to do this tomorrow?
You said you could do it, no problem.
You said you could do it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's
25? Yeah.
You said you could do 25 in 3 hours, no problem.
You're
and
slanging it around.
Okay, so what do I get if I do it?
And you said you could do it. You don't need anything.
Yeah, it wasn't like,
there has
hey,
to
I'll
be some
do
sort of reward.
No, because you said you could do it, so you prove it.
You know what the reward is?
What?
A delicious breakfast.
No, first of all, they're not fresh, so that's annoying.
No, they're going to be in the air fryer.
No, it's not the same.
Air fryers are great.
Air fryers are great, but there's
And-
nothing like getting it right out of the hot kitchen from...
And here's the reward. Well, you can't. That guy was eating 25, and they were just sitting there.
I got a suggestion from our boss.
Oh, good.
I'm happy to give you the 2 p.m. hour one day this week for attendee contest.
Would you want to do that too?
If you guys want to come in
2
later?
to 5, I would come back in.
No, but we only have an hour. So we will get you tenders at 2 p.m. I'll come in at 2 p.m., but you have to do the 25 in 1 hour. It's either you said you could do it in 3.
25 in 1 hour. Yeah, that's tough.
Well, we only would have an hour.
We'll make it a satisfying bit.
No.
You can knock out a tender in what, 3 bites?
You either could do it at 2 p.m. in 1 hour, or tomorrow at 8 a.m. in 3 hours.
Oh, but it's just
air fryer.
You're bringing in the air fryer.
I might expense a new air fryer.
That'd be the way to go. I think McClure would be down.
I think you would too.
And you're going to have plenty of sauce.
As much as you
they
want.
give you the sauce.
You want a lot of, because that's something you got to consider, right? Because the sauce is obviously going to make it a heavier tender, right? So it's like it will be more difficult to get 25 into your stomach with the sauce, but it might be easier to consume them because they're so tasty.
In 3 hours,
We got to check with McClure too, because I don't think we can do eating bits on the air.
He just offered us time to do it.
25 is not an overeating risk.
Well, I know there's no drinking bits on the air.
No, it's not. No, the bit is you can't drink to overconsume. Like you can't just as much as you can drink and like compete like that.
Yeah,
and there has to be some sort of reward.
You're a man of your word would be the reward.
Well, there needs to be some sort of like.
What do you want?
You volunteer $100.
Couple.
30.
A couple $100.
$300.
$3,000 cash.
I was promised $300.
Okay, let's go around the room. Mike, if Troy can do 25 Chick-fil-A, not Chick-fil-A. If Troy can do 25, and we'll have to get hot dog in tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
If Troy can do 25 Raising Cane's tenders inside of tomorrow's 3-hour show, how much money would you contribute to the Troy Fund?
Aren't the chicken tenders the reward in and of themselves?
I would think so, but he's being a bitch about
But
it.
it's an inconvenience.
What do you mean? It's a convenience. You got a belly full of tenders. That's a convenience.
I don't want a belly full of tenders.
You said you could do it.
I'm saying I could do it, but I don't want to do it.
You said I
don't have a desire to consume.
You said no. You said no problem.
Yeah,
we
but
didn't
that
even
means
ask
it's not.
You
that,
volunteered this information.
Yeah, he made a full-throated claim that he could finish all of it.
Full-throated.
Yeah.
And Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, because
You're never wrong, but okay.
You've been doing good with my language and my words today. If he's saying no problem,
that's no problem.
That means that it is not an inconvenience.
That means
it's not
easy
a problem.
peasy.
Okay, it's not an inconvenience, right?
No.
Am I allowed to go vomit?
Do whatever the hell you want.
So I can go throw up and then come back. And
Yeah, I
Sure,
guess.
if you want.
Yeah,
Keep
if
a
you
bucket
want.
in studio.
Yeah, I mean, it would. The guys would. I wouldn't think this. Some of the guys would think you were bitch made.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
If you vomited, I think Dom would, and I won't speak for him.
Dom, would you do that?
Well, he's not going to tell
No,
me.
I wouldn't. But think about it. It's only 8 per hour for 3 hours. That's pretty. Like 8 per hour. So how many? Like every 10 minutes, it's like 1 every 10 minutes, or 1.5 every 10 minutes. I don't know.
You could pace yourself.
That's not too bad.
You could
Hey,
pace
do a
yourself.
power hour style.
That's true.
But yeah.
Would you contribute any finances to the prize?
What have other people offered up?
With nothing. I'm going.
I want to make sure I don't go over my head here.
No. It doesn't have to be
$400, Sam.
I'm thinking like a feed the children type of, 32 cents a day type. It doesn't have to be a lot.
I'll do 32 cents for the day.
Okay. I got $13 in my pocket. I'll throw that in.
Okay, there's 13 in.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, you don't have to match it. You can go lower.
Is this a Michael Scott walk situation?
Yes. If you wanna up the 13 and make it into 20.
Oh yeah. Should we pay by the tender?
I mean, well, let's see what the prize. Let's see what the kitty is first. Okay, Mike, would you be willing to contribute anything to it? Travis is in for 13.
I'm in for $13.
Oh, $13. I thought you were going 13 cents a tender.
No. I got $13 in my pocket. I'm willing to give that to Troy when he succeeds in his mission.
If you were to get
I could match Travis's 13.
Okay.
Okay, that's 13. Dom, are you willing to contribute in any way? Don't feel any pressure.
See, I was going to suggest like $10 a tender, but then that means
$10 a tender.
Well, he said $300.
Do you want to do $250?
No, I'll match the 13.
Okay.
See, that's why
Travis.
I understand why Mike said who went before me.
And
how about a week's pay?
And I'm going to tell you right now.
So 13.
I'm going to tell you right now, Troy. Yeah. Since I, of course, am in more of a position of power, I'd like to acknowledge and recognize and take responsibility for my power. I will, and I hope this guy doesn't make you guys uncomfortable or come across as braggadocious.
Go ahead.
I will double the donation of these guys. I'm in for $26.
And you know what? I think I can speak for him when I say the hot dog will do the same thing.
Hot dogs in for 26?
Yep, hot dogs in for 26.
Okay, I'll write
What's the
that
grand
down.
total?
Hang on, we're still counting.
Okay, so I'm going to need a calculator for this one because we got some real numbers we're dealing with here.
right.
Okay?
13 from me.
I'm going to do the same math just to make sure that, Travis, you and I get the same thing.
And
I have
Troy, I got a
3
cool 91 coming to you.
Okay, I'm going to do the math, Troy, just to make sure he's right.
Okay.
I get $91.
Yeah.
All right, we should round that up. Solid hundo.
Well, who's in for the 9? Is McClure in for the 9?
Let me see. I'll text him.
Okay. Text McClure, see if he's in for the 9.
Will you contribute
$9?
You got to keep in mind, we also want to look after Troy's colon now. He's, got a beautiful
Yeah,
clean
we're
colon.
years
and
past
gotta
that.
put all
Well, we will have you,
after
if
the
you'd like to
appointment.
clean his colon.
No, I don't want to clean it. I'm just trying to take care of it, with the doctor cleaned it out. And
Will you contribute $9
Make sure
to
it's
Troy's price?
And then make sure Hot Dog knows he's in for 26.
He'll find out when he listens to the replay.
Okay, that's fine too. You're the producer.
Troy,
Is this a
you got a Raising Cane's gift card I could borrow?
I do. I don't have it. I would give it to you, though.
Well, I mean, if we're going to be expensing these tenders, maybe we get more than the amount needed, and everybody enjoys a few.
No, that's not a bad idea.
For the spectators.
Let's all have a tender.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with all of us. Everybody who attends this spectacular will get the Troy Eats Tenders home game.
By the way, I think Mike could probably put those down, too. No sweat.
Okay, well, Mike wasn't the one bragging about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
You're all like, I could do that in 3 hours.
You said you could do it in 3 hours.
Which just happens to be the length of the show.
Could you do it in 3? I mean, I couldn't believe it. When I go, could you do it in 3 hours? And he goes, yes, I could. It's like, well, there you go. Well, there's your
for tomorrow.
Hey, there's your grave you just dug. Why don't you jump in?
Talk about your all-time boneheaded moves.
Okay, no, I think this will be good. I mean, the fact that you'll get $100 and a delicious belly full of food. Now, here's the other question. Is it all or nothing?
Oh, yeah. Of course it is.
So you won't give him the 13 unless all 25 are consumed?
No, he already shit on this guy for ending at 19.
Okay. That's true.
Especially, this guy has no time limit. You guys are giving me a 3-hour time limit.
You gave yourself a 3-hour time
So you said, I
said,
agree
could
to
you
it,
do
but
it?
I'm just saying, if I didn't,
That's
if you're
true.
like, no, you have all day, that's easy peasy.
So if he eats 24 and a half, nothing out of our
My
pocket.
money's staying in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah. Better luck next time.
That's fair.
Should we get him a pallet of water?
I'll come in with a pallet of water just to make sure. Because that way, if you're at all thirsty, you're taken care of.
By the way, this sucks.
Why?
I mean, just because they're not fresh.
No,
Nobody-
we'll have the air fryer.
You know that day later chicken tendies are not good.
In the air fryer, they're
right
right.
No. Come on. It's not good. It's different if it's like it comes right from Raising Cane's, right out of the kitchen, fresh.
Well,
Those are
then-
delicious. These are going to be rubbery and old.
No, they won't be rubbery.
Yes,
they won't be
will.
rubbery. They'll be hours. They
What
won't even
time
be...
could Travis possibly be getting them at?
Travis, do you ever Raising Cane's in Staten Islands yet?
No.
See,
2
exactly.
years.
So he's going to have to get it today when he leaves. So it's like almost 24 hours. No.
They open at 9
man.
o'clock. You want to get them at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Here's the problem. If they open at 9, we can have Dom waiting at the front.
Sure.
You could stay till noon.
Sure.
We could take the show long.
I mean, we could stay on the air till noon.
That's so dumb to keep on the air just for me.
I think it's great. I got nothing going on tomorrow between 11 and
I mean,
12.
it doesn't sound that dumb to me.
No, it actually sounds like a...
Can we start an hour later?
No.
Huh? No.
We would need pregame.
Yeah, we got to talk about it for an hour.
Yeah, we'll have expert analysis.
Yeah, can we get Kevin Burkhardt?
I think we can get Kevin Burkhardt. No. I mean, no, we'd need to...
Yeah, actually, that works.
So
we can get a 50-finger tailgate for $110. That comes with 16 sauces.
And that would be good for everybody else could have some.
Right. But we'd split 25 and put them right on your table.
25 to you.
And then whatever anybody else wants to pick at, feel free. Eat comfortably.
Yeah, don't stuff yourself.
So you're saying...
I think that works. I mean, if you want to take...
but it wouldn't be a full 3 hours. You know, it'd be 2.5. Can you do it in 2.5?
I don't know.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to do day?
Don already said it's like a tender every 10 minutes.
Do you want to do day old? Do you want to do 25 day old in 3 hours, or do you want to do 25 fresh in 2.5?
But if they open at 9 till he walks back, it's another 20.
9:15.
No, longer than that.
How long do you think? First of all, you are not good with how long it takes to get
That's true.
places.
You once thought my house was 4 hours away. And you've been there.
So they
Cane's
open
is-
at 9. He
Cane's
has to
is
place
7
the order.
blocks away.
It's going to take 10 minutes to get the order.
Well, what
or
if we
you pre-order?
Yes.
It'll be ready.
We'll contact Cane's today. Here's what we'll do. Contact Cane's today.
Yeah, just place the order online.
Well, if you can call somebody there, maybe there's a manager you can speak to that could even be ready to meet Dom as the store opens, maybe even a couple minutes before, to just hand them right off to him so that they're working on the tenders before the store opens. And that way...
I would assume they got tenders ready to go.
Well, I don't want you assuming.
That's a good point.
Okay? Because I would never want you to make an ass out of you and me.
Ooh. You come up with that yourself?
I just thought of it because I was putting the letters together.
Troy, what are people on the phone saying?
Scott in Wisconsin?
That's so much money.
What's up, Scott?
Yeah, so why don't we make this so Troy has something on the line, too? You guys all put $1 a tender, and if he doesn't get the 25, whatever amount he didn't eat, he owes you guys.
Oh. Okay.
And then you also can get frozen tenders from them and then just put them in the air fryer.
No, because he'll come up with some bullshit like they're not the same. They're not the same. I can't even.
Yeah. But definitely, Troy's got to have something on the line too. So if he doesn't do the 25, then he owes each staff member $1 a tender.
He was all braggadocious.
That's actually great. Thank you, Scott. So Scott's suggestion is that for every tender you don't eat, you give us $1 each.
I don't like that idea.
Well, then that's yeah. Then you better finish all 25.
Yeah, that's true. Because look, you can either give us.
My daughter said she could do it in 3 hours easy.
Does your daughter have school tomorrow?
I would take her out.
I mean, if you're willing to have your daughter compete against Troy and you're confident in her abilities, I'm telling you right now that she is 1,000% welcome. She has done great things on the show before years ago. Didn't she beat one of our interns in a spelling bee?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And that's when she was very young.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like 6 years ago.
And how old is she?
She's 15.
So there's a possibility that we could do this in a way where Troy gets beat by a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's like a real athlete.
Travis, he's
probably not good for her training.
Travis, I'm not going to tell you how to handle your family.
I appreciate that.
But I am going to tell you that if you think it's a good idea for your daughter, I would welcome her here.
I think she just wants Raising Cane's.
She can have it. As much as she can eat. And I will tell her that one person is getting the prize money.
Okay.
So she's got $100 up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no shame in losing because Troy's a 50-year-old man.
No, I'm not
with
50.
A much bigger belly.
Yeah.
Bigger belly, yes.
Yeah, and he's put some weight on.
I have. Yes, I have.
But if you can...
You can do this no problem. You got this.
If you can get your daughter in here, I would love to see Troy versus a 15-year-old girl.
Troy, you going to take that?
Wouldn't you? Don't you think it'd be great if Riley was in here competing? And there would be an air of competition as well.
First of all, she's got a better metabolism than I do.
I don't know.
Second of all, she's an athlete. She's like a real runner.
What does that have to do with anything?
She's stick thin.
Yeah. If anything, you got the edge. You got more space to put these in.
I don't like this. You don't forget this. This is stupid.
You're the one who brought it up.
There's no forgetting it. We're either doing it with just you or you versus a 15-year-old girl.
It's this
or you versus a 15-year-old girl
is happening.
And
I got to talk to McClure because this doesn't seem healthy.
He's the one that suggested it.
McClure's got money in. McClure's in for none.
Yeah.
So if I get sick, then what happens? And you
got health insurance.
You're
good.
Series has a cover, bro.
Yeah.
I really want your daughter to come in.
Just go to City Game D. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Emergency care. It'll be totally fine.
Yeah, I don't know about the legalities of this.
You said you could do 25 tenders in 3 hours, no problem. You think you're going to have to go to a hospital from eating 25 chicken tenders?
I don't know.
I don't think they deal with stomach aches at the hospital.
If you walked into a hospital and said, I ate 25 chicken tenders, I mean...
They'd say you're the man, go home.
Yeah. I mean,
put that crown back on.
You know what they'd say to you, Troy?
What?
They go up to you like you're a little kid and go, do you have to go poop?
They wouldn't say that.
Yes, they would. That would be your medical issue. They would write a prescription, and it would be for toilet paper. To go home and go poop. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think Travis's daughter's going to compete with you.
I mean, if we both win.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to both of you.
Who gets the money?
Whoever finishes first.
If it comes down to it and you both have like 2 or 3 tenders left and we realized it, then yeah, it will be whoever finishes first. Yes. Travis is right on that. Now, there's no rush,
I didn't think we were going to have an answer to that one.
Yeah. Obviously, it would come down to whoever finishes first.
Yeah. Think this is our first rodeo? Come on.
And we're going to noon.
Yeah.
And we're going to call Canes in advance.
At the time.
Oh, man, this is going to be fucking awesome.
I could do it in 3 hours.
You said it.
No, you asked me, do I think I could do it in 3 hours? I said, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I didn't go, I could do it in 3 hours.
Yeah, but what did you say when I asked you if you could do it?
Yeah, and this guy had unlimited time. Give me all afternoon. I'm
No,
you
said
no sweat.
But that's not what you said. 3 hours. Remember do you remember when I asked you that?
You said, Sam, I think I could do it in the time it takes to do this radio show.
That was weird that the time lined up so perfectly. You said yes without even thinking, and I went, oh my God. You did it. Chuck, in Boston. What's up, Chuck?
I think that everybody in there should do the same thing, and everybody puts $100. Whoever eats the most in the 3 hours wins.
I mean, I would say that would be fair, except Troy's the only one who said he could do it in 3 hours. I'll tell you right now, I think I could do it. I'm not sure I could do it in 3 hours.
I don't want to.
You probably couldn't, right?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
No, I'd get full.
I don't think Mike could do it.
Well, whoever eats the most,
Seems like
and
an
if
idiot,
somebody hits 25,
Well, no, because Troy said he could do it.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Troy said he could do it. So that's really all there is to it. Nobody else said they could do it.
Troy said something, and Sam said bet.
I don't like this anymore. It's going to get me sick.
No, it won't. It won't get you sick.
25 tenders.
Sick of people telling you you're the man.
Yeah, exactly. The only injury you're going to have to go to the hospital is to fix your hand because it hurts from getting too many high fives.
You dabbed up so much.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what's going to happen? You're going to go to the hospital. They're going to say, what's the problem? And you're going to say, I'm getting too much love in these streets. That's right. And then you're going to be like, Ann, I beat a 15-year-old girl.
Like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, dude?
It's weird.
I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Wheezy on the road.
Hey, what's going on? Sammy Brand, my man.
What's up?
Hey, why don't we make this really fun for Troy? Anybody could throw in $100. If he does this, then Travis has to ride the ferry home in his underwear.
Okay, Travis, I will accept that, and you have to be on your honor. Don't lie.
Okay.
I'm going to phone him. I'll videotape it.
You won't let him get away with it?
If he was like, if I win and he rides the ferry home in his underwear, I'm going to videotape. I'm going to come with him and I'm going to videotape.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I ride the ferry home in my underwear every day.
It'd just be a regular Tuesday for you.
A regular Tuesday.
I am in my underwear. They just happen to be under my pants. Gotcha! So how do you want to do it, Troy? Do you want to start at 8 or do you want to start fresh?
I have to do this.
Of course.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay. How do you want to do it? Do you want to... Dom, you'd like to see it, right? Very much so?
This is what an internship's all about.
Yeah.
Seeing crazy things. It's a New York story.
Mike, would you want to see it?
Of course, I love sports.
Yeah. Travis?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
I mean, you know.
McClure's in for 9.
Okay, that's good. McClure's in for
I gotta have a conversation with McClure.
He's $9 in, dude.
I gotta just make sure the legalities.
It's legal.
It's legal.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see. I gotta ask.
It's legal. Ask him. Travis, is this legal?
It's all you can eat contest.
It's not all you can eat. It's 25.
Well, 25 is pushing the limits of what you can eat.
No. Not you.
Oh yeah.
No, you said.
I'm a big boy, but that's a lot.
No, that's not. You said that's what you could do.
25 is a lot.
You said you could do it. Remember?
Troy wants to know if this is legal.
You said you could do it. So the idea that, that's pushing what you can do. Not you. You told me.
That's a lot. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you on the air. It's pushing what I could do.
Well, then don't.
Especially in a 3-hour time period.
But then don't finish it.
Don't chew them.
Oh.
Yeah, you could eat them the long way. I know.
Water and dip them.
He's throat goated.
Yeah. You don't have to eat them quick, and if you get full in your tummy, don't finish them.
Yeah.
But you were criticizing this guy in Indiana is the only thing.
Because there's no time limit.
Right. And you
3 hours.
Okay, so let's go to what his rules were. No time limit.
No, because
let me take him with. Well, I'll see what I can eat on the show.
No.
And whatever I don't eat, I'll take with me, and I'll show you. I'll video me eating them later.
No.
That's the fair thing to do.
No, it isn't, because you said you could do it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
And the listeners want to see it and hear it.
Well, they won't see shit.
And the guy... we're getting a video
I
crew.
thought it was coming in.
Don't you worry about that.
Motherfuckers.
And also, the guys want to see it. And I'm not going to disappoint the guys.
I don't care what the guys want to see.
Well, that's not fair to the guys.
Come on.
The last concern of mine is the guys.
Well, that's not nice. The guys would love to see it.
I'm going to eat 2, and I'm going to be like, fuck you guys. I'm going to take them with me, and I'm going to have
No, you're not taking
10
any.
these. Oh, you want to make a bet?
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking them with me.
All right. Well,
We'll personally give you each tender so you don't have them all in front of you.
There you go. Yeah. We'll throw them right in the garbage. And
You're not throwing them in the garbage.
it's $100 on the line.
I mean, all right.
What's that? Couple groceries?
In this Biden economy.
In this city, doesn't buy much.
So what do you want to do? 8 or 9?
I mean,
8 a.m. or 9 a.m.?
I guess get them fresh.
Okay, we're going to noon tomorrow.
And there will be extras for spectator snacks.
Yeah, we're getting a thing of 50.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Spectators.
Yep. And maybe Dom is assigned as the counter. Are you ready for that kind of responsibility?
Counter, feeder, whatever. I'll do whatever.
You can have a personal feeder, dude.
That's kind of hot.
Because you're sort of,
Like,
you know,
now we're kinda talking.
energy
Yeah.
going like this, and
Yeah, no,
then
I'm
belly
feeling
rubber.
good.
Well,
Whatever you
just
need.
Throwing it out there.
You'll exert less energy if you don't
Yeah.
have to pick them up on your own.
That's a good point.
You're a good guy, Dom.
Just saying.
Good guy, Dom.
Happy to.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take some walks, get the blood flowing.
That's fine. You're entitled to. Even if the show's on, you need to take a break. Just say, "All right, guys, let me take a walk." That's fine.
No, a wreck around the block. You don't mind?
I don't mind if it's better. But I mean, it's still you have the 3-hour time limit. If you want to use that to walk around the block or whatever, you do what you need to do. I'm not gonna.
Can I take a quick ride in Central Park?
If you need to,
Whatever you feel like you need to do.
if you need to, I wouldn't mind. Will you call us?
Yeah, I'll call you for my bike ride.
Okay, that's fine. If you need
I
to.
just want to get the blood pumping a little bit.
Wouldn't it be
Come back.
great? Wouldn't it be great if you ate 2 tenders and you're like, I'm just gonna walk this off a little bit, and then you just drove your bike ride home? Fuck you guys. You guys are fucking assholes anyway. No, and hopefully, if Travis deems it appropriate, you will compete against a 15-year-old girl. Hopefully, and if that's the case, we'll need more than 50
Obviously.
because she's gonna house them.
Oh, yeah. Probably won't have to stay till noon.
Yeah, exactly. What if we got our answer before noon? Yeah, you can take them home if you want, but this competition's over. I cannot wait. Let's take a break.